Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the Alliance Holiday Tournament. I'm Clint Anderson, and glad to be bringing you Mustang basketball action for the last time here in 2014, the last time we get to say that this year as we approach the end of the year. So we are at the Alliance Holiday Tournament where the Gordon Rushville Mustang boys will be tipping off here in just about 9 minutes against the Mitchell Tigers in the third place game of the Alliance Holiday Tournament for the boys. Girls action will follow immediately after this one as the Gordon Rushville girls will be taking on the Mitchell girls in the championship game. So glad to have you along with us for a couple of games here this afternoon as we close out 2014 on a bitterly cold day. If you're watching from home or from work, certainly glad that you're with us, and you're very wise for sticking close to somewhere warm instead of being out in the cold. Glad to have you along with us. 8 minutes and 15 seconds left in the pregame before the opening tip of today's game. We'll step aside. We'll be back with some more pregame activities, starters, and some other things after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Mustang Basketball 2014 on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Hi, I'm Clint Anderson, and I hope you enjoyed today's game. Wherever we're broadcasting from, you can bet that I got there in a Ford vehicle from Sides & Milburn Ford in Rushville. I've been a Sides & Milburn customer for over 20 years, and I can't imagine going anywhere else to buy or trade vehicles. I may be able to find a cheaper vehicle somewhere else, but the hometown service I get at Sides & Milburn Ford is worth way more than a trip to Rapid City or Denver. I hope you enjoyed today's game. And when you're ready to trade vehicles, stop in and see the good folks at Sides & Milburn Ford in Rushville.
There's a new innovation in round baling, a round baler that helps you get more out of every hay season. Introducing the new Roll Belt 560 from New Holland. It gives you 20% more capacity and creates uniform 5-foot by 6-foot bales with higher density to stand up to weather, transport, and handling. Higher capacity starts with the new Active Sweep pickup. It's a full 82 inches wide from time to time. It makes a clean sweep of your fields by picking up all of your valuable crop. You get the choice of heavy-duty 5-bar Active Sweep pickup or the standard-duty 4-bar Active Sweep pickup. The legendary 60-inch Super Sweep pickup is also available. Active Sweep pickups are 23% more rugged and feature stronger construction with a 2-inch diameter reel tube and the new double flight feeder auger. The 14-inch diameter feeder tines are arranged in a W pattern to efficiently feed crop into the bale formation area. The feeder auger is wider than the bale chamber, so the sides of the bale are firmly packed with crop. All of these pickup innovations add up to a 20% increase in pickup capacity. Next, crop moves to the bale formation area, New Holland's proven combination of rolls and belts. Roll belt balers are known for their ability to start a core in any crop. The Roll Belt 560 continues that legacy and features increased belt driving force for reduced belt slip for quick core starts, even in below freezing or extremely dirty conditions, the kind seen when baling corn stalks. New Holland now offers 3 belt choices to match your preference. New Holland's mini rough top belts feature 3 piles of poly fabric and clipper lacings. New premium laced belts feature 20% more tensile strength for extended life. For the ultimate in durability and low maintenance, choose new premium endless belts. Endless belts are backed by a 3-year, 15,000 bale New Holland warranty. No matter which belts you choose, the patented New Holland roll belt system packs more crop into each and every bale. When you make higher density bales, you make fewer bales and reduce your wrapping and retrieval costs as well as storage losses. Higher density bales also hold their shape and are easier to handle, transport, and stack. You can easily adjust bale density using the sealed hydraulic density control system and monitor pressure from the tractor with this gauge. To pack even more crop into every bale, equip your Roll Belt 560 with New Holland's exclusive bale slice system. It creates bales that are up to 14% more dense. Sliced bales are easier to feed to livestock, and the crop is easier for cattle to eat and digest. New Holland has simplified both the net wrapping and twine tying systems. The front-load net system is easy to view during baling. Netting follows a shorter, more efficient travel path, making it the industry's most reliable system. The front-load twine system features dual twine tubes that are driven smoothly by a motor for a consistent twine wrap pattern across the face of the bale. You control and monitor the bale-making process using your choice of display. The Bale Command 2 is used on twine-only models, and the Deluxe Bale Command 2 Plus is available for net twine or net-only models. Or go ISOBUS with the IntelliView 4 or IntelliView 3 color touchscreen monitor for extra easy screen navigation. The world's best balers are now even better. With the benefit of New Holland engineering innovations and improvements, the new Roll Belt 560 handles your crop with more speed and efficiency than ever before. From the moment crop enters the pickup to the moment a perfectly shaped bale rapidly exits the tailgate. Your in-field productivity increases, and so does your overall baling capacity. Get the most out of every hay season. Make the smart move to the Roll Belt 560 round baler from New Holland. See your New Holland dealer for a demonstration.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
Well, welcome back to the Alliance Holiday Tournament. 2 minutes left to go to the opening tip in this one between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Third place game in the tournament this afternoon as the Gordon Rushville Mustangs fell yesterday to Bridgeport in the opening game by a final score of 68-45, and the Mitchell Tigers, the Mustangs' opponent this afternoon, fell to Alliance in overtime by a final score of 66-56. The Gordon Rushville Mustangs come into today's game with a record of 2-5. Their 2 wins coming against Hyannis and Bennett County, South Dakota. The Mitchell Tigers come in with a 1-7 record, though that is somewhat deceiving as they have lost to some very high-powered opponents. 4 Class B opponents on their schedule that have handed them losses, along with a very, very athletic and talented Hemingford Bobcat squad as well. So the Mustangs will have their hands full this afternoon in this third place game as we get ready for action. We're under a minute left in the pregame and just about ready to get this thing underway. Glad to have you along with us, and certainly looking forward to some outstanding basketball action this afternoon. Let's turn it over to the public address announcer for the starting lineups.
In the game today, we have the Tigers of Mitchell against the Mustangs of Gordon Rushville High School. First, here are your starters for Mitchell. They are coached by Jason Gregory, assisted by Tanner Long and Edgar Rodriguez. A 6-foot senior, number 10, Antonio Barrios. A 6-foot 1-inch junior, number 12, Chase Watson. A 6-foot 1-inch junior, number 21, Hadley Morgan. A 6-foot 2-inch senior, number 40, Alex Morales. And a 6-foot 2-inch junior, number 42, Colby Everspecher. Now for Gordon Rushville, coached by Joel Nelson, assisted by David Morris. 5'8" junior, number 3, Ryan Shorty. A 6'3" junior, number 23, Rick Conroy. A 6-foot freshman, number 24, Jared Nelson. 6-foot senior, number 30, Brad Franson. And the 6'3" senior, number 45, Ben Whitner. For the purposes of
So there are the starting lineups, and let's make sure that everybody's got those. Sometimes doesn't always come through like we'd like. First for the Mitchell Tigers, who will be the visitors in today's game. Number 10, Antonio Barrios is a 6-foot senior. Number 12 is Chase Watson. He's a 6' 1" junior. Number 21 is Hadley McCormick. He's a 6'1" junior. Number 40 is Alex Morales, a 6'2" senior. And number 42, Colby Eberspecher, is a 6' 2" junior. And for the Mustangs, same starting lineup as what we normally see. Number 3 is Ryan Schwarting, the 5'8" junior, averaging 16 points a game. Number 23, Rhett Conroy, a 6'3" junior. Number 24, Jared Nelson, the 6' freshman. Number 30, Brad Franzen, is the 6' senior. And number 45, Ben Wagner, is the 6'3" senior. And Mitchell controls the tip to get things underway. Barrios with it, goes down on the wing to Watson. They work it inside quickly and tipped away by the Mustangs and out of bounds as Alex Morales couldn't keep a handle on it, slapped away by the Mustangs. And the Mustangs with the first turnover of the afternoon here. And Ryan Schwarting brings it up the floor for the Mustangs, trying to get things started here this afternoon. Trying to put win number 3 on the board for him here today. Nelson works into the free throw line. Spin move in the lane, left hand up off glass, and good. Nice way to get things started for the Mustangs as the young freshman gets things going for the Mustangs, and they're up 2-0 with 7:15 left to go in the first quarter. Mitchell back to work on offense. Watson works it inside, slapped away by the Mustangs, and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mitchell Tigers. Slapped away by the Mustangs that time, but not able to control it, and it goes out of bounds. Mitchell inbounds the ball. They swing it around. Down in the corner for Barrios. Barrios back up on the wing for Watson. Watson back to Barrios. He'll dribble it back to the top, and they'll reset the offense. Barrios, high post, looking down inside for Watson. Can't quite get it to creep over the front of the rim, and we're going to get a tie-up. A quick signal by the official that time. Wasn't sure if that was going to be a foul or a tie-up, and it was the tie-up. Mustangs with the alternating possession, and so they get the ball back, leading 2-0 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here. There's an errant pass by Ryan Schwarting. Tried to kick it back outside after the dribble penetration and missed the mark as he tried to get it to Jared Nelson. So Barrios sets it up for the Mitchell Tigers. Goes to the high post, now back out to Barrios. On the right wing, driving in, and that one won't go, but the rebound and the putback by Eberspecher ties it up for the Mitchell Tigers. 2-2, 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Third place game here as Ryan Schwarting lost it out of bounds, and another turnover by the Mustangs. So turnovers on consecutive possessions here for Gordon Rushville as we approach the 6-minute mark in the first quarter. On the wing, that's McCormick back up. Now they work it to Watson on the right wing. Back into the high post. Shot up. That's no good. Rebound Eberspecher. His shot partially blocked, and they're going to give this one to the Mustangs. Thought it went off of Franzen, but they give it back to the Mustangs. And here comes Gordon Rushville back on offense, tied at 2. 5:45 to go. Nelson has it at the top of the key, gets it to Conroy. Conroy looks, gets it back to Nelson. He dribbles to his left. On the left wing, now back into the paint. Spin move, kicks it out for Franzen. Thought about the three-pointer, passed it up. Back to Schwarting. Schwarting for 3 on the way. That one's off, no good. And rebounded by Eberspecher. Barrios quickly ahead. Works against Schwarting. Kicks it back up top. That's McCormick and across to Watson. Back to McCormick. McCormick drives in. Puts up the wild shot. Rebounded by Franzen. Quickly ahead to Jared Nelson. Now Nelson will slow the pace down. Gets it ahead to Conroy on the left wing. Conroy back to Schwarting. Schwarting on the dribble. Baseline. Shot up. That misses everything. But there is Ben Wagner with the rebound and the putback. Mustangs up now 4-2. 4:48 left to go in the first quarter. Barrios on the right wing. That's McCormick, and back to Barrios. High post. Dribble, kick back out for Barrios. Long three-pointer on the way, and that is good. Antonio Barrios knocks down the three-pointer, and they now have a 5-4 lead. 4:25 to go first quarter. Mitchell leads at 5-4. Nelson gets it to Franzen. Franzen leaves it for Schwarting. Schwarting dribbles to his left, pull-up three-pointer. That one's off the mark, no good. And rebounded by Eberspecher. Quickly down the floor is Barrios. Going to take it all the way in. He's going to be fouled by Nelson on the play, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot two. So the first foul on Jared Nelson, and that puts Antonio Barrios at the line for two free throws with 4:05 left to go first quarter. Mustangs trail this one 5-4. Now they trail it 6-4 as the first free throw is good by Barrios. Now into the game comes Morgan Holbert and Corby Campbell. They'll replace Ben Wagner and Bradley Franzen. And the second free throw no good, rebounded by Conroy. Gets it to Nelson, and back to work go the Mustangs with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 6-4 game. Campbell, right wing for Schwarting. Dribbles to the free throw line and into the paint. Leaves it for Conroy. Conroy, spin move, tried to put it up. Contact, no foul. That one's kicked around. Conroy comes back up with it. Campbell, left wing for Schwarting. His layup won't go as he drives to the hoop, and that one's going to be out of bounds off of Barrios. Mustangs get the possession back. So good defense by the Mustangs as they're making it hard for the Tigers to get out of their defensive end of the court with the basketball. That one's tipped on the inbounds pass, but Corby Campbell is there, but he dribbles it on the end line and turns it over. It'll be Mitchell basketball, and we got a timeout on the floor with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's Mitchell 6 and Gordon Rushville 4. Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance, and be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles. Stop in at 127 North Main Street in Gordon or call 282-2080. Ready to get back to basketball action here in the first quarter between Mitchell and Gordon Rushville. 3:30 left to go in the opening stanza here. Mustangs trail it by 2, 6-4. Barrios works against Schwarting. Mustangs now in a man-to-man defense here. They try to go to the high post. That's tipped away by Nelson. Ball loose on the floor. Campbell comes up with it, gets it to Nelson, and the Mustangs get a possession back here, and they're going to turn it back over just as quickly. Trying to run and get up and down the floor in transition that time, but the errant pass ends up out of bounds, and Mitchell gets it back with 3:03 to go. Now the Mustangs just that quickly back into a 2-3 zone. Out of the man-to-man and back to the zone. They'll leave it in the corner. That shot, no good. Tipped around, picked up, shot put back up. That is Jaden Snyder in there with the shot that he can't get it to go, and Nelson comes the other way. Holbert over the top, tipped, deflected, taken away. Ball loose on the floor. Eberspecher picks it back up, drives in. That one's tipped away, and it'll be out of bounds. Mustang basketball going the other way. Fast-paced back and forth action. Not a lot of scoring here in this first quarter. 2:32 to go here in the first, and the Mustangs still trailing this one 6-4. Schwarting sets it up. Holbert on the right wing. Finds Campbell at the top of the key. Now for Schwarting on the left wing. Schwarting fakes the pass. Now he'll hand it off to Nelson coming into the paint. Nelson puts up a wild shot, but there's Rhett Conroy to clean up the mess. Puts that one home. And Rhett Conroy on the board for the first time this afternoon. We are tied at 6 with 2:03 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs back in that 2-3 zone. High post this time. That one off, no good. And Nelson with the rebound for the Mustangs. Schwarting comes back the other way. Down the left side, drives into the paint, kicks it out for Holbert, that three-pointer is short, tipped around, and pulled down by the Tigers. Barrios with the rebound, and he'll set it up with 1:38 to go first quarter. Barrios for Morales, back to Barrios, three-pointer on the way. That one in and out won't go, tipped around, and the putback that time is good. That's Jaden Snyder with the putback, and it's back to a 2-point advantage for the Mitchell Tigers at 8-6 with 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Schwarting leaves it for Nelson. Nelson working on the left wing. In the corner for Campbell. Campbell across for Nelson, and he shuffled his feet. No traveling call there. Puts it on the floor. Leaves it out there for Schwarting. Schwarting steps back, now drives in, lays it up, and in. Ryan Schwarting, good work for his first 2 points of the day. We're tied at 8. We're under a minute to go in the first. Barrios down the right side. Mustangs back into that zone. And that shot no good. Pulled down by Nelson. 41 seconds left. Ahead to Schwarting. Schwarting drives into the paint. Kicks it out to a trailing Corby Campbell. Lays it up and in. Corby Campbell's on the board for 2. And the Mustangs back ahead again. 10-8. Under 30 to go in the first quarter. Morales with a three-pointer from the wing. That won't go. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Conroy. Tries to throw it out of bounds off of a Mitchell defender. We got a tie-up, and that should be Mitchell Tiger. No, it is Mustang basketball on the alternating possession with 15 seconds left to go here. Now Trace Bagan checks in along with Ben Wagner. 15.4 seconds left. And I think they forgot to switch the arrow on the alternating possession. I certainly thought it was Mitchell Tigers basketball. And now the referees confer and they agree it is Tiger basketball with 15.4 to go. So getting everybody into the action here for the Mitchell Tigers. Joe Pieper into the game. 6'5" sophomore. He's number 22. He'll be inbounding the basketball for Mitchell. So now Franzen comes in place of Nelson. So Mitchell inbounds it to Barrios. Barrios down low for Everspecher. That one's blocked. Comes down with it. Tie up. Mustangs have the possession arrow this time. Oh, now we're going to get a foul called on the play. The one ref signaled to tie up. The other called a foul on Ryan Schwarting. That is his first. And it'll be out of bounds for the Mitchell Tigers under their own basket with 9.6 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Now they'll trade places and Pieper will step back to inbound the basketball. Pieper tried to get it to Eberspecher. He comes away with it. Now they'll go up top for Barrios. Three-pointer on the way. That one off, no good. And rebounded by Trace Bagan. Under 5 to go here. Mustangs going to run out of time. And the first quarter ends with the Mustangs leading this one 10-8. Thanks for joining us for Alliance Holiday Tournament action on Sheridan County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2014.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
The good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. And right now, whether you need to winterize it or defrost it, Buck and the crew can get you fixed up. Stop in at True Value in downtown Gordon. Second quarter underway, 8 minutes on the clock, and the Mustangs leading 10-8 in a very close back and forth first quarter. Mustangs will try to get some breathing room here in the second. Working against a 1-3-1 zone now by the Mitchell Tigers. That one's tipped out of bounds by Watson. And the Mustangs will maintain possession. Early going of the second quarter here. 7:45 left to go. And they'll get it into Nelson. Trace Bagan getting some playing time early on in this one. Brad Franzen in the corner. He'll dribble out of trouble, get it back to Nelson. He'll drive inside. That one's tipped by Barrios, but gathered in by Bagan. And now back to Nelson, back to Bagan. Round to Campbell in the corner, three-pointer on the way. That one's off, no good. Rebound tipped around and finally pulled down by Brad Franzen. Mustangs get another possession out of this one. They swing it around quickly to Campbell. Now they skip it across. That's Nelson on the way for three. Good! Jared Nelson with his first three-pointer of the afternoon. He's got 5, and the Mustangs stretch that lead to 5 at 13-8 with 7:05 to go in the second quarter. Watson skips it across. New face in the game, that's Creighton Reichert. Reichert tries to go inside, denied that time by Ben Wagner. Good defense that time as Wagner tipped it away, and the Mustangs come away with it. They leave it for Franzen. Thought about the three, drives inside, kicks it out for Nelson. In the corner for Campbell. Skip it across to Bagan. Back up top for Nelson, and the Mustangs will reset with 6:35 to go. They lead this one 13-8. Working against this zone defense. Outside for Franzen, three-pointer. That one won't go. Tipped around, and Eberspecher comes away with the rebound. 6:21 to go. Mitchell back on offense here. They trail this one 13-8. Reichert on the wing. Back up top for Barrios. Swings it over to Watson. Drive inside, tipped around, taken away. Eberspecher gets it back and puts that one in. Eberspecher's got 4 on the afternoon, makes it 13-10 as we are now under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Fast-paced action here, not a lot of stoppages in play. Time melting away in a hurry as Franzen drives in, kicks it for Campbell. His shot won't go, but Ben Wagner is there with the rebound. The putback, he's fouled, and Ben Wagner will shoot 2 free throws. They're going to call this one on Eberspecher. That'll be his first. Well, Ben Wagner heads to the line. He's got 2 points this afternoon. First free throw is good, gives him 3. He averages 2 points per game, and so he's above his scoring average already as Franzen, Bagan, and Campbell all come out, replaced by Holbert, Schwarting, and try to see who else. I think that's Conroy who came back in to the game. Misses the second, tipped around, and Morales comes away with this one, gets it to Barrios, and he brings it up with 5:35 to go. Mustangs lead this one now 14-10. On the wing, Reichert gets it to the high post. They kick it back to Barrios. Barrios works it on the wing for McCormick. McCormick's shot won't go. Rebounded by Reichert. He puts up the shot. That's partially blocked and brought down by Rhett Conroy. They get it to Nelson. He all the way in off the glass. That one won't go, and rebounded by Morales. 5 minutes left in the first half here as Barrios brings it up the left side, working against the 2-3 zone now by the Mustangs. They swing it around for Reichert. Reichert drives in. Now he's going to back out. Now he's going to be trapped. Now the trap backs off. Barrios drives in, skips it across, and the shot up and no good, and another rebound by Rhett Conroy. McCormick having a tough day shooting the basketball, hasn't got one to go in yet, and he's taken several. And we got a foul called as the Mustangs bring that one up the floor, and that's going to be called on Hadley McCormick, and that is his first. 2 team fouls apiece here. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Conroy in the corner for Morgan Holbert. He throws it away. Tigers back the other way, and Joe Pieper puts that one in, and it's 14-12. 4:15 left to go in the second quarter. Holbert throws it away again. Pieper getting those long arms in the passing lane, and he's picked off 2 straight Morgan Holbert passes. Barrios all the way in, contact, no foul. And another shot by McCormick that won't go. And Rhett Conroy steps on the end line with the basketball, and that'll give it back to the Mitchell Tigers with 3:54 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs lead it 14-12. They go over the top to Morales. Guarded man-to-man now. Back into the man-to-man defense are the Mustangs. Pieper with it. He's guarded by Wagner. Now they'll get it back to Barrios. Now back to Morales on the left wing. Morales drives in. Now he tries to get it to Snyder. In the corner, miscommunication there. Ball sails out of bounds. Turnover to the Mustangs. 3:35 to go. Mustangs lead it by 2, 14-12. Ryan Schwarting brings it up the floor. Tigers still in that 1-3-1 zone. In the corner for Nelson. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Jared Nelson that time. He's got 8 on the first quarter. 17-12. It's back to a 5-point lead for the Mustangs. Morales drives in. Leaves it for Snyder, and he puts it up and in for 2. 3:04. Mustangs lead it by 3, 17-14. In the corner for Holbert. Back to Schwarting and swing it around. Holbert saves that one on the baseline. 3-pointer on the way by Schwarting. That one is good. Made that one look easy. 5 in the first half for Schwarting, and it's a 20-14 game. Timeout on the floor. Mitchell wants to talk this one over. 2:43 left to go in the first half. Mustangs 20 and Mitchell 14. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. And whether you're looking to buy or sell, look no further than Barb Scher of Scher Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516 or stop by and see her at 300 South Main Street in Gordon. 2:43 left to go in the second quarter. Mustangs by 6, 20-14. 2 team fouls apiece here in the first half, so a very well-played, clean-played game and a very fast-paced game with very few stoppages in play, as this first half has just disappeared. Mustangs hanging on to a 6-point lead. Barrios guarded by Schwarting. Mustangs back in that man-to-man defense. Pieper at the high post. Shot on the way. That's Reichert with the shot, and we're going to get a foul on the Mitchell Tigers. Going to call that foul on. Had a bad angle from here, couldn't see. That's 32 they give that to. That's Jaden Snyder, and that is his first. And now we've got a late substitution as Corby Campbell comes in, and he'll replace Ben Wagner. Now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, we'll try this again. Schwarting will bring it up the floor with 2:25 to go in the second quarter. Now back to a man-to-man defense for the Mitchell Tigers. First time we've seen that from them here this afternoon. Schwarting drives to the baseline, now pulls it back out, gets it to Campbell. Campbell drives to the free throw line, leaves it back out there for Nelson. Nelson, kick out for Wyatt Rosane now into the game. That 3-pointer is short, tracked down, battle for it. Snyder beats everybody to it, lays it up, and can't get it to go, but he's going to be fouled on the shot. And Snyder will have 2 free throws, as we're going to give the foul this time to Rosane. That'll be his first. And Jaden Snyder now with a pair of free throws. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the first half. First free throw on the way, and that one is no good for Jaden Snyder. Now into the game, Chase Watson comes in for Mitchell, and he will replace Creighton Reichert. So Snyder's second free throw is on the way, and that one falls in for him. That gives him 5 on the afternoon. As now Eberspecher checks back into the game for Mitchell. Takes the place of Snyder. 1:56 to go, second quarter, 20-15 lead for the Mustangs. Schwarting on the wing for Nelson. Up top for Campbell. They swing it around. They find Schwarting into the paint. Tries to leave it for Rhett Conroy, but that's taken away. Here comes Barrios the other way. Goes up, and they're going to get a blocking foul called on Jared Nelson. So Jared Nelson picks up his second with 1:37 to go in the first half. And that'll put Antonio Barrios at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is off, no good. And he'll have one more coming. He's 2 for 3 on the afternoon from the free throw line. He's got 4 points. Second free throw is good. 5 on the afternoon now for Barrios, and it's a 20-16 game. Mustangs lead this one by 4 with 1:33 left to go before the half. Still in the man-to-man defense. Nelson on the wing. Inside for Conroy. Conroy leaves it for, no, he doesn't leave it for Nelson. Conroy, spin move off the glass, and good. Good strong move that time by Rhett Conroy. 4 points on the afternoon for Rhett. And now the Mustangs up by 22-16 as we approach the 1 minute mark. Barrios goes inside. That's tipped away by Conroy, but Eberspecher gets it back, goes up, and he is fouled. And Eberspecher will have some free throws. They're going to call that foul on Corby Campbell, and that is his first. And now 6 or 5 team fouls on the Mustangs as Eberspecher heads to the line for his first free throw attempts of the afternoon. His first free throw is good. He's got 5 here in the first half. 1:04 to go, 22-17 now. 5-point lead for the Mustangs. One more free throw coming from Eberspecher, and that one's short off the front of the rim. Tipped around, and Pieper's the one who comes away with it for the Mitchell Tigers. So under a minute to go. And Mitchell with another possession at it here. Barrios drives all the way in. Scoop shot. That one won't quite go. Funny rebound came down that time, but there's Eberspecher again with the rebound and the putback that time. And the Mitchell Tigers back within 3 with 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Nelson up top for Campbell. Campbell on the wing for Schwarting. Schwarting dribbles to the top of the key, now into the paint. Kicks it outside for Nelson for 3. That one won't go. Tipped around, rebound on the floor, slapped out of bounds. Barrios trying to get it to Morales heading up the floor, but he slapped it too hard, kicked it out of bounds. Mustangs will have the basketball with 21.4 seconds left to go before the half. Rosane inbounds the basketball to Schwarting. Schwarting going to try and get the last shot. Drives into the lane, puts the shot up, partially blocked, contact no good. And under 10 seconds to go as Barrios leads them the other way. Barrios drives in, pull-up jumper, contact, and he's going to head to the line. And Barrios will have 2 free throws. Barrios 2 for 4 from the line this afternoon. And they're going to get that foul against Rhett Conroy, and that is his first of the afternoon. 3.8 seconds left to go. Mustangs lead it by 3. First free throw falls off, no good. Barrios will have one more. And he makes the second one. Makes it 22-20. Schwarting picks up the shot at the buzzer. Close, but no cigar. And the Mustangs hang on and lead it by 2 at the break, 22-20. We'll step aside and get some unofficial halftime scoring totals. We're at halftime of the Alliance Holiday Tournament. The Mustangs lead it over the Mitchell Tigers 22-20 here on the Sheridan County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2014.
This is the 2013 Ford Explorer that I bought from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville, and it is awesome. It has the sync system and My Ford Touch that allows me to control everything with ease. Climate control, navigation, entertainment. I can even connect my smartphone for hands-free dialing. The all-wheel drive feature of the Ford Explorer might be what I like the best. This is the most sure-footed vehicle I have ever owned, and it is terrific on snow and ice, which I really love this time of year. Stop in and check out a Ford Explorer today at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
Let's run down through this and take a quick look at some unofficial scoring totals here at halftime. Jared Nelson leading the way for the Mustangs in the first half. He's got 8 points. Ryan Schwarting with 5, Rhett Conroy with 4, and Ben Wagner with 3, and Corby Campbell with 2. For the Mitchell Tigers, Antonio Barrios with 6 points in the first half. Colby Eberspecher added 7. Jaden Snyder with 5, and Joe Pieper with 2 points. 8:35 left to go in the halftime break. Mustangs lead it at the half, 22-20. They led at the end of the first quarter by a 10-8 score, and both teams played it even up, and Mustangs able to hang on to that 2-point lead as they head to the break. They had stretched the lead to 5, but couldn't extend it any farther than that. So we are at halftime. Mustangs lead this one 22-20.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon or give them a call at 282-0050. And Essence provides beautiful, fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. That's Essence, 117 North Main Street in Gordon. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the halftime break. Mustangs lead this one by 2, 22-20. We'll step aside and we'll be back with more basketball action after this. We need to do a little minor housekeeping as we have something different from each place we broadcast from. And here in Alliance, we have to be careful. We're on a time limit. We have to go in and reset that time limit every 70 minutes, and it's about time to make sure we do that so we don't run out of coverage before the second half. We'll step aside. You may experience a slight disruption in the feed, but I assure you we'll be back just momentarily. Thanks for joining us on Sheridan County Journal Star, SheridanCountyJournalStar.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2014. So back up and broadcasting again. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the halftime break. Time for you to head to the kitchen, grab yourself a snack, or back to the break room if you're at work, and get yourself ready to take in the second half as the Mustangs on top at halftime, 22-20. Glad to have you along with us on this cold and wintry last boys basketball broadcast of 2014. Glad to have you along with us, and make sure that you say thank you to the sponsors of today's action. They really do make it possible for us to be here braving the cold and the roads to bring this action to you today. And so step into their place of business, tell them thanks for sponsoring these broadcasts, whether you actually buy anything that day or not. Step in and just tell them thanks, and let them know that you do appreciate it. Today's sponsors: Essence, the First National Bank of Gordon, Share Real Estate, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, State Farm Insurance, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, Physical Therapy West, and Modern Farm Equipment. Again, immediately following the conclusion of this game, the Gordon Rushville girls will be taking on the Mitchell Tigers in the championship game, as the Mustangs knocked off the Bridgeport Bulldogs yesterday afternoon to earn a spot in the championship game, and they'll take on the Mitchell Tigers, who handily took care of the host team Alliance Bulldogs yesterday evening. So it'll be the Mustangs facing off against the Mitchell Tigers in the girls' championship game immediately following this one, set for a tentative 4 o'clock tip-off. And at the rate this first game has gone here, should be no problem making that 4 o'clock deadline. I assume that they'll start it right after this rather than waiting for that 4 o'clock deadline. We'll see what it is that they decide to do exactly. Either way, we're going to be here, and we'll have that action for you as we now get ready for second half basketball action here in the boys' third place game between the Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. So one statistic that I didn't give you in the halftime break, from the free throw line, the Mustangs just 1 for 2. And for the Mitchell Tigers, they were 5 for 10 from the free throw line. So both teams shooting 50% from the free throw line, but Mitchell getting to the line at a much faster clip than the Mustangs in the first half. Nevertheless, the Mustangs lead this one by 2 at 22-20. Ready for the start of the third quarter. Mitchell will have the basketball to start this one and get it underway here in the second half, as McCormick inbounds the ball to Barrios, and we're underway. Mustangs come out in a 2-3 zone. Barrios tipped across and stolen away by Jared Nelson. He's going to take it all the way to the hoop, lays it up, no good, but Schwarting is there for the rebound, kicks it out to Franzen. Franzen to Nelson on the wing, three-pointer is good. Jared Nelson with 3 points to start the second half, and it's a 25-20 lead for the Mustangs. Barrios into the high post, that's Morales. Gets it down inside for Eberspecher, off the glass, and good. 2 more for Colby Eberspecher, cuts the lead back to 3, 25-22. Schwarting leaves it for Franzen. Franzen working against McCormick. Man-to-man defense now by the Mitchell Tigers. Nelson on the wing. Finds Conroy at the top of the key. Schwarting for 3 in the corner. That one misses everything, and rebounded by Chase Watson for the Mitchell Tigers. Barrios drives all the way in, but that one's slapped away, and he comes back up with it. Now to Morales. He drives in, puts the shot up, and good. Alex Morales with his first 2 points of the game, and it's a 1-point ball game at 25-24, 6:30 left to go in the third quarter. Franzen gets it back to Schwarting. Schwarting taking his time, finds Wagner. Now to Nelson, tries to go inside for Rhett Conroy, but tipped out of bounds by Morales. Mustangs will maintain possession. 6:16 to go third quarter. Mustangs by 1, 25-24. Conroy throws it right to Barrios, trying to get it to Schwarting. Barrios going to lay that one up and in, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor as Coach Joel Nelson wants to talk this one over. Mitchell now with the lead, 6:08 to go third quarter. They lead it now 26-25. Essence provides beautiful fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. Stop in and see Amber at Essence today at 117 North Main Street in Gordon. 6:08 to go third quarter. Mustangs now trail this one by 1, 26-25. And see what adjustments they've made coming out of the timeout. Schwarting brings it up the floor for the Mustangs. On the wing for Nelson. To Conroy at the top of the key. Conroy to Schwarting. Schwarting drives in, puts up the shot. That one's in and out, no good. Ben Wagner there for the rebound. He's fouled on the putback, and Ben Wagner will have 2 free throws on the way. They're going to call that foul on Eberspecher, and that is his second. Ben Wagner 1 for 2 from the line so far this afternoon. First one is good. And we got a tie ball game at 26 with 5:51 left to go in the third quarter. Wagner's second one no good, but there's Rhett Conroy, but he has it stripped by Morales as he went up for the putback. And Barrios gets it ahead. Tipped around, Eberspecher gets it. Now he's trapped in the corner, gets it back out to Barrios. Mustangs in the 1-3-1 zone again now. That one's taken away. Brad Franzen on the floor, tips it out to Nelson, and the Mustangs get the takeaway. Tied at 26, 5:25 to go third quarter. Jared Nelson working against Watson. Schwarting takes it now up top, and they'll reset the offense. Schwarting works to the right side. Gets a pick from Rhett Conroy. Now he comes back into the lane, tries to get it to Ben Wagner, and taken away by Mitchell. Barrios the other way. All the way in, contact, and it's good. Referees letting them play here this afternoon. It's a 2-point Mitchell lead, 28-26 as we're under 5 to go in the third quarter. On the wing for Nelson. Still a man-to-man defense for Mitchell. Conroy to Schwarting. Schwarting backs it out now to Nelson. He dribbles around, down into the lane. Shot up and no good. Wild scoop shot by Jared Nelson that time. He hits the deck and he'll have 2 free throws. That one's called on Hadley McCormick. That is his second. And Jared Nelson with his first 2 free throws of the afternoon. He's got 11 points so far today. First free throw is good. Jared Nelson averages 12 points per game. Has now Corby Campbell and Morgan Holbert into the game. Nelson's second free throw rattles around, falls off, no good. And the rebound there by Snyder for the Tigers. Barrios brings it up the floor. Down low for Snyder in the corner. Snyder skips it across, hits the rim as he was trying to go cross court with that pass and hit the basket. 4:14 to go. They'll kick it out, try to get it to Schwarting, and a miscommunication. Mustangs turn it over. They trail by 1 with 4:09 to go. It's 28-27 in favor of the Mitchell Tigers. Mustangs back in the man-to-man now and out of the 1-3-1 zone. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. Barrios to inbound it for Mitchell. Gets it in to Snyder. That one's blocked by Corby Campbell. He comes down with it. Taken away, and here comes Ryan Schwarting. Under 4 to go, third quarter. Mustangs trail by 1. Kicks it out for Corby Campbell. Skips it across for Nelson. Nelson on the wing. Puts it on the floor. Gets it to Campbell. He kicks it out for Schwarting on the way for 3. That one's no good, but there's Morgan Holbert for the rebound. Nelson back on the left wing. Puts it on the floor. Drives in. Scoop shot up and good. Jared Nelson with the athletic move that time. Gets the Mustangs back in front, 29-28. Mustangs pick them up in the man-to-man. Barrios drives through, and they're going to get a blocking call, I think, on Ben Wagner here. It is on Ben Wagner. That is his first foul, and it puts Antonio Barrios at the line for 2 free throws. Check that. They say that is, no, that is his first foul. First free throw was good, and we are tied. Tied at 29 as Ben Wagner comes out now. Second free throw no good, tipped around, and Nelson comes down with it. 3:10 to go, third quarter. Campbell kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way. It is good. Ryan Schwarting with his first points of the second half. He's got 8, and it's a 32-29 Mustang lead. Barrios drives through, has his pocket picked. It's Schwarting coming back the other way. Leaves it for Corby Campbell. Layup, good. Corby Campbell with 4, and now the lead back to 5 equals the biggest lead of the afternoon for the Mustangs at 34-29 as we approach the 2:30 mark of the third quarter. Mustangs pull down that defensive rebound and back the other way. Mustangs with numbers, 4-on-2. Schwarting all the way in, lays it up, and good. Mustangs on a run here, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor as Mitchell wants to talk this one over. Mustangs with a run. They lead it now by 7, 36-29, with 2:22 left to go here in the third quarter.
Sides in Milburn Ford in Rushville is your Sheridan County Ford dealer. They have an excellent service department that works on all makes and models. So why would you drive hours to buy a car from someone you will never see again when you can do business locally with a dealer who will stand behind their product and has the service department to back it up? Sides in Milburn Ford will help you find the right vehicle, and they will do it with the personal touch that only your hometown dealer can provide. Stop in at Sides in Milburn Ford in Rushville. They're the people you can trust.
So 2:22 left in the third quarter. The Mustangs on a 7-0 run. We were tied at 29. They now lead at 36-29. 2 team fouls here in the second half on the Mitchell Tigers, and just 1 for the Mustangs. Barrios drives right by Ryan Schwarting down the right side and gets it to Snyder. Back to Barrios on the give and go. And they get it back to Joe Pieper, and he puts it in for 2 easy points. It's 36-31 as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Mustangs will set it up. Man-to-man defense here by the Mitchell Tigers. Up top for Campbell. Schwarting has it taken away by Barrios. Back the other way. Campbell back on defense, but he can't block that one. Barrios puts in 2 more. 36-33. The 7-point lead has evaporated, and it's back to a 3-point advantage for the Mustangs with 1:41 to go in the third quarter. Mustangs set the offense. Schwarting waits for everybody to get in the right spot. Now we'll dribble to the right side. Campbell pops out to the top of the key. Nelson on the left wing, drives in, baseline, kicks it out. They swing it around. Trace Bagan in the game now for the Mustangs. Schwarting all the way in, shot up, and we're going to have a blocking foul and 2 shots for Ryan Schwarting. Going to get Chase Watson, I believe, on the blocking foul. No, that's Antonio Barrios with the foul, and that is his first. Schwarting's first free throw is good. 11 points on the afternoon. Now for Ryan Schwarting. He averages 16 a contest. One more free throw. That one's on the way, and it too is good. 38-33, 1:15 to go, third quarter. Barrios up the left side, working against Schwarting. Eberspetcher swings it over. That's Pieper. Pieper guarded closely. Tipped away by Trace Bagan, but tracked down that time. That's Reichert. Gets it back and brings it back up the floor. Good defense that time by Trace Bagan. Getting some minutes here in this game here this afternoon. Pieper in the corner, guarded by Nelson. Puts it on the floor baseline. That one's tipped around. Eberspetcher comes down with it off the glass and good. Under 35 to go in the third quarter. Mustangs by 3 at 38-35. Ryan Schwarting taking his time, getting everything set up. Mustangs trying to get one good look at the basket here as Schwarting drives all the way in. Little floater in the lane. That won't go. Rebound Barrios. Under 15 to go now in the third quarter. Three-pointer on the way that time. That's no good. Rebound Pieper. His shot up and good. And it's back to a one-point game as we end the third quarter. It's the Mustangs by 1, 38-37. The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon, or give them a call at 282-0050. Whether you're looking to buy or sell real estate, look no further than Barb's Share of Share Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516 or stop by 300 South Main Street in Gordon. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company, offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. Ready to get the fourth quarter underway. Mustangs lead it by 1. It's been close all the way. The Mustangs have led by as many as 7. But the Mitchell Tigers refusing to go away, keep chipping away at it, and they're back within 1 as we start the fourth quarter. It's 38-37 Mustangs. Gordon Rushville with the basketball to get things started here. Campbell leaves it for Nelson. Nelson dribbles back, top of the key, gets it to Campbell. Campbell skips it across for Schwarting. Three-pointer on the way. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Eberspetcher. McCormick back to Morales. He'll bring the ball up the floor with 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Morales gets it inside for Eberspetcher. Blocked by Rhett Conroy that time. Blocked him from behind. Snyder goes down low, and Conroy going to be called for the foul that time as he went up and tried to knock it away from Creighton Reichert, but he's going to be called for the foul. And Conroy picks up his second foul of the afternoon. Reichert's first free throw off the mark and no good. Ben Wagner back into the game now. He'll take the place of Conroy. 3 team fouls for the Mitchell Tigers and 2 team fouls for the Mustangs as we work our way into this fourth quarter. Second free throw by Reichert is good, and we are tied at 38. 7:15 to go, fourth quarter, tied at 38. Nelson has it slapped away, but Campbell is there to get it back. Nelson for 3. That one's off, no good. Rebound on the floor, and Schwarting comes out of there with it. Mustangs get another try at it. Schwarting is going to be called for the travel. One too many steps. Put that ball on his hip trying to get to the basket. Couldn't get it off and took an extra step. Brad Franzen back in the game now for the Mustangs. 6:55 to go and tied at 38. Barrios slips and falls, working against Ryan Schwarting, but he gets back up, maintains the dribble, and brings it across. Morales finds Pieper in the lane. That shot is up and good. Joe Pieper with 8 points, 6 of them in the second half. It's a 2-point advantage for the Mitchell Tigers. 6:30 to go now. Campbell top of the key. Finds Schwarting. Schwarting dribbles to the free throw line, into the paint, kicks it out for Franzen on the way. That one's off, no good. There's Jared Nelson. He saves it back in, but slapped out of bounds by Schwarting, and it'll go back over to the Mitchell Tigers. Morgan Holbert comes back in. He'll take the place of Franzen. $6:15 to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs trail 38-40. Barrios works left side against Schwarting. Goes inside for Morales. His shot up and off glass is good. They're getting some points in the paint here in the late in the second half. Are the Mitchell Tigers, and now they lead it by the largest margin that they've led by, and that's 42-38. It's a 4-point advantage for Mitchell. Nelson on the wing. He drives into the baseline, puts up the odd angle shot there, pulled down by Morales. And now Mitchell with a chance to pad that 4-point lead with 5:32 to go. They work it inside for Pieper again. That one in and out, no good. And there's Eberspetzer again on the offensive rebound and the putback. And so the bigs for the Mitchell Tigers are getting it done here in the second half. They now lead it by 6, 44-38. The good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. And today, whether you need to winterize it or defrost it, Buck and his crew can get you fixed up. Stop in and see them. True Value in downtown Gordon. Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance. Be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles. Stop in at 127 North Main Street in Gordon or give them a call at 282-2080. And Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. So the Mustangs, who at one point here in the second half were up by 7, now find themselves down 6. They trail this one 44-38 with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left to go. Plenty of time for the Mustangs to get it done here as they find Jared Nelson, top of the key, drives in, kicks it out for Holbert, leaves it top of the key for Rhett Conroy. He leaves it for Nelson. Now it's slapped away. Mustangs get it back. Nelson lucky to have it in the corner. He drives in. Good move by Nelson that time, but he couldn't get the shot to fall, and that one's pulled away by Reichert, and back the other way come the Mitchell Tigers. The Mustangs back into the man-to-man zone, and there's 2 more on the way from Pieper. And Joe Pieper with a strong second half, showing he's got 8 points, and it's an 8-point advantage now as we approach the 4.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. It's 46-38. Inside for Nelson. He's fouled on the shot, and he'll have a couple of free throws. Foul, I believe, is on Alex Morales, and that will be his first. And it's not on the shot, and so no free throws. They're going to say that was on the floor. They get it into Conroy. Schwarting. Back to Nelson in the corner. Nelson drives in, spins, loses the handle, and taken away by Reichert. Mustangs having a hard time getting a really good look at the basket. Good lockdown defense here late in the fourth quarter by the Mitchell Tigers. And Morgan Holbert with some good defense, able to get the turnover for the Mustangs, as Reichert unable to handle that ball. And the Mustangs get the turnover. Trace Bagan comes in. He's going to replace Morgan Holbert. 4 minutes left to go in this one as Ryan Schwarting drives in, puts that one off glass, won't go, but there is Ben Wagner with the rebound and the putback. That is what the Mustangs needed, back within 6. Barrios, top of the key, has his pocket picked by Ryan Schwarting. Back the other way, Schwarting, shot up. Oh, can't get it to go, but he'll head to the line. He'll have a pair of free throws as he draws the foul on Antonio Barrios, and that is his second. The fifth, or is that going to be the 6th team foul? Not sure if the scoreboard operator put that one up already or not. We'll keep track of it. I think it's just 5. Schwarting was this first free throw, in and out, no good. Corby Campbell comes in to take the place of Ben Wagner. Morales in. He will replace Snyder. And now Holbert back into the game as Bagan sits. So one more on the way for Schwarting. And he got the second one. Pulls the Mustangs back within 5 at 46-41. Now the Mustangs going to put on some full court pressure here. Barrios working up the floor against Nelson. Top of the key for Morales. Poked away by Schwarting again. And out of bounds. 3:27 left to go in this one. Mustangs trail by 5. Reichert and the 5-second call. Good defense by the Mustangs that time. And they'll get this one back on the 5-second violation. 3 minutes and 25 seconds for the Mustangs to make up the 5-point difference. They trail at 46-41. Jared Nelson directs traffic. Now he sends Conroy away, doesn't want the pick. Nelson guarded by Reichert. Gets a pick from Conroy, and we're going to get a 5-second call on Nelson. So the Mustangs give it right back with 3:10 to go. Back to the full court man-to-man pressure now by the Mustangs. That one's stolen away by Jared Nelson. He comes the other way, left hand all the way in. That one won't go. The rebound and the putback by Ryan Schwarting is good. Mustangs back within 1. No, excuse me. It's back within 2. It's a 3. Scoreboard operator can't decide what he's doing. 46-43, and we got a timeout on the floor called by Mitchell as the Mustangs had Reichert trapped, but able to get the sideline timeout. 2:47 left to go. Mustangs trail by 3, 46-43. And that's what I get for trusting the scoreboard operator. Knew that was what the score should be and got lazy. 46-43. Mustangs trail this one by 3. 5 team fouls for the Mitchell Tigers, just 2 for the Mustangs. The Mustangs then can afford to be pretty aggressive on defense without sending the Tigers to the line. Mustangs led this one by 2 at the end of the first quarter, 10-8. They led by 2 at the half, 22-20. Stretched that lead all the way out to 7, but now, and they've come back to trail by 6, but now trimmed that lead back to just 3 here with 2:47 left to go in the game. They trail this one 46-43. Mitchell trying to get just their second win of this young basketball season. And they get it into Barrios. Now they've got Barrios hung up and tipped out of bounds by Schwarting. Mustangs working this trap. As soon as the Mitchell Tigers get across the half-court line, they're springing the trap and trying to get the quick turnover. Barrios takes the basketball, and he's going to be fouled by Ryan Schwarting as he reached in. And that'll be Ryan Schwarting's second, just the third team foul on the Mustangs. Long way to go in this one. Mustangs trail by 3. Morales gets it into Barrios, guarded closely by Schwarting, behind the back by Barrios. Schwarting making life difficult as he can. And that one's going to be thrown away, and they're going to say that Morgan Holbert touched it. He hit the floor, and they're going to say it went off of him before it went out of bounds. Mitchell maintains possession. 2:28 left. Tipped on the inbounds pass, stolen away, and out of bounds again. So the Mustangs very aggressive defensively here. And they can afford to be. Still only 3 team fouls on the Mustangs. Trying to get the turnover. They go high over the top to Eberspecher. That slapped away by the Mustangs. Ball loose on the floor. Scramble for it. Schwarting comes away with it. Down the floor. All the way up and in. And back within 1. Ryan Schwarting lays it in. 46-45. 2:10 to go. Reichert gets it back to Morales. He'll bring it up the floor. Gets it ahead to Barrios. Barrios finds Eberspecher all alone. Lays it up and in. Mustangs not able to get back on defense. Back to the 3-point lead with 2 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. Nelson thought about the quick three-pointer. Now Schwarting takes the long 3. That one's in and out. No good. Rebound Eberspecher out to Barrios with 1:50 to go now. Barrios across the timeline. Brings it all the way in. Contact. Foul. And I think they're going to count the basket. And we're going to get a blocking foul. The basket is good by Barrios. The foul is called on Jared Nelson. That is his 3rd, and 1 free throw coming. Mustangs got back within 1. Now that lead stretched back to 5 at 50-45, and Barrios makes it 6. 51-45, 1:44 to go. Mustangs trying to get back into this one. Time certainly not on their side right now. Campbell to Holbert. Holbert on the wing. Guarded by Pieper. Gets it up top for Nelson. Long three-pointer by Jared Nelson. Off the front of the rim. Rebound Barrios. 1:22 to go. Barrios brings it up the floor. And he's going to be fouled by Nelson. And that will be Jared Nelson's 4th foul. So the Mustangs now need to get to that 1-1 so they can stop the clock and try and get back into this thing and force the Tigers to win this thing on free throws. They trail by 6 with 1:17 to go. 5 team fouls apiece now. They get it into Reichert. He's guarded closely by Holbert. Now they try and set the trap. Barrios gets it, and he's going to be fouled, and Jared Nelson is fouled out of this ball game. Nelson did not want that foul, but he got it anyway. 1:12 to go. Jared Nelson fouls out, and he leaves the game with 14 points. Trace Bagan will come in to replace him. So the Mustangs now without their second leading scorer, and Coach Nelson going to call a timeout to try and rally the troops here. 1:12 left to go, and the Mustangs on the short end of this one, 51-45.
It's an icon, the most popular sports car in America. It is the Ford Mustang, and it's available at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. This 310 horsepower turbocharged beauty comes with all the bells and whistles, and it's sure to turn heads wherever you go. The selectable driving modes allow you to choose between sport, track, snow and wet, or normal conditions. With an awesome sound system, this Mustang is ready to roll down the highway at 32 miles per gallon. Test drive the iconic Ford Mustang at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
Going to come right down to the wire here. The Mustangs trail this one by 6. 1:12 left to go, fourth quarter. And Jared Nelson now fouling out of the game. The Mustangs with some work to do. See what Coach Nelson has drawn up here. Pieper has it slapped away, and they're going to get Corby Campbell with the foul. Corby thought it was clean. Second foul on Campbell, and that will put Pieper at the line, and he'll have a 1-on-1 opportunity. Joe Pieper with 10 points on the afternoon, but 8 of those coming here in the second half. That free throw in and out, no good. And Rhett Conroy steps on the end line trying to corral it, and they'll give it back to the Mitchell Tigers. Not at all what the Mustangs needed here. 1:07 left in this one. Mustangs trail by 6. They go over the top to Pieper, uses all of that 6'5 frame to pull that inbounds pass down. Reichert all the way in, and he's going to be fouled on the shot, and he'll have 2 free throws coming up. They'll give that foul to Rhett Conroy. That is his 3rd. And it puts Creighton Reichert at the line. He's 1 for 2 today. 1:01 left to go in this one. And Reichert makes the first. 52-45 is this 7-point lead now for Mitchell. Second free throw up, and that one's in and out, no good, but rebound by Eberspecher, and he's going to be quickly fouled by Corby Campbell this time. It is on Campbell, and that is his third, and so that puts Eberspecher at the line for the 1-and-1. He's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe so far this afternoon. Barrios comes back into the game to replace Reichert after getting a brief rest. So Barrios really the spark plug of this Mitchell Tiger offense. First free throw is good by Eberspecher. .16 on the afternoon for Eberspecher. Make that 17, and things getting away from the Mustangs in a hurry now. 54-45, it's a 9-point lead, and now full court pressure by the Mitchell Tigers, trying to make it as hard as they can for these Mustangs to get back in it. Schwarting, three-pointer on the way. That one's off, no good. Rebound Morales, and he's going to be fouled by Morgan Holbert. So Holbert picks up his first, and Morales will head to the line for the 1-and-1 opportunity with 48.1 seconds left to go. First free throw up and good by Morales. It's now a 10-point lead. As this one starting to get away from the Mustangs late here, and he makes them both. So the lead is now 11, as we're now under 45 seconds left to go in the game. Holbert, left wing for Schwarting, steps back, three-pointer, that's on the way, off, no good, and rebounded by Pieper. And they'll get it ahead to Barrios. That one's slapped away by Campbell, but he can't control it. It's out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Mitchell Tigers. 30 seconds left to go now. Morales with the inbounds, gets it in for Pieper, gives an elbow to Corby Campbell, but no call. Barrios with it now as we're under 25 seconds. And this one, for all intents and purposes, is over. Pieper in the corner gets it back up top for Barrios as we go under 15 seconds. Pieper back in the corner. Inside for Morales, back up for Barrios. Under 10 seconds now. And that's how this one's going to end. They'll swing it across to Eberspecher as that will end it. And Mitchell comes away with the win, 56-45. It was a big fourth quarter for the Mitchell Tigers as they trailed by 1, but they end up winning it by 11. So Mitchell improves their record on the season to 2-7. Mustangs fall to 2-6 on the season. So stay tuned. We've got 15 minutes on the clock, and we're just about ready for the championship game in the girls' bracket as the Lady Mustangs get ready to take on the Mitchell Tigers here in just a few minutes. We'll step aside and be back with some unofficial final scoring totals from the boys' third-place game in the Alliance Holiday Tournament as the Mitchell Tigers take down the Gordon Rushville Mustangs 56-45.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injuries, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
So let's run down through some unofficial final scoring totals as the Mitchell Tigers take down the Mustangs here this afternoon, 56-45 for the Mustangs. A leading scorer this afternoon, Ryan Schwarting, with 17. Jared Nelson fouled out with 14. Ben Wagner finished with 6 Rhett Conroy with 4, and Corby Campbell with 4. For the Mitchell Tigers, Antonio Barrios with 16 points to lead the way. Creighton Reichert had 2. Joe Pieper had 10 of those, 8 of those in the second half. Jaden Snyder finished with 5. Alex Morales had 6. Colby Eberspecher, going to have to do a little bit of mathematics here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 points for Colby Eberspecher as he led the way, actually, for the Mitchell Tigers here this afternoon. So the Gordon Rushville Mustangs come out on the short end of the third place game here in the Alliance Holiday Tournament by a final score of 56-45. We turn our attention to the championship game here between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers in the girls' championship game. Taking just a little bit of time to get things set and ready to go here on the court. We've got a 15-minute pregame clock, but that hasn't quite started yet. We are right on time for our 4 o'clock tip-off, right on what the schedule had allowed for. We'll step aside, and we'll be back with girls championship basketball action here from the Alliance Holiday Tournament here on Sheridan County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2014.
Hi, Jordan Molesky, Marketing Manager for Mower Conditioners here at New Holland. For years, operators have been dancing around necessary blade changes, particularly when they get to the end of the field cuts. A damaged blade leaves streaks and a poor quality cut. So today, we're going to teach you a new 3-step to quick blade changes to maximize your cutting quality. A unique feature of the Quick Max blade change system is that discs are positioned at 45-degree angles to the cutter bar, rotating the discs into a common orientation, allowing me to easily change this knife and this knife without rotating the cutter bar. Unlike competitive systems available on the market, all the blades on this machine can be changed with just one cutter bar rotation. Quick Max is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, insert the tool and then pry down. Step 2, remove the blade, flip it to a fresh cutting edge, reinsert the blade, and then step 3, remove the tool. It's just that easy. Let's take a moment to talk about how Quick Max works. The Quick Max system utilizes the special spring steel retainer, an exclusive patented New Holland blade bolt design that's elliptical for excellent blade retention. The Quick Max system is available on our center pivot, Discbind 313 and 316 model disc mower conditioners, as well as our Durabind 416 and 419 self-propelled speed rower disc headers. The new Quick Max system works with knives you already have. No special knives are required. The Quick Max system works with any available blades for your New Holland Discbind 313, 316, as well as Durabind disc heads for speed rowers, so that your special tool is always handy. It stores conveniently on the side of the head, and both self-propelled windrowers and center pivot Discbind disc mower conditioners. There is a retrofit kit available for all machines equipped with the Momax 2 disc cutter bar. The kit is available for your New Holland dealer to upgrade prior production models to be outfitted with the Quick Max system. Visit your local New Holland dealer today to find out more about Quick Max for your mower conditioner.
8 minutes and 35 seconds left before the opening tip of girls championship basketball action between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineups for these two ball clubs as we get ready for championship basketball action from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. First, for the Mustangs, the usual starting five. Number 11, Haley Saar, the 5'7 senior, averages 8 points per game. Number 12, Denny Jacobson, the 5'9 senior. She averages 4 points and 7 boards. Number 13, Josie Perez, the Mustangs' leading scorer, a 5'7 sophomore. She averages 17 points and 7 rebounds per game. Number 21, Ashton Sassy, the 5'8 junior, with 5 points and 2 rebounds. And number 22, Carly Hinn, the 5'11 sophomore. She averages 4 points and 7 rebounds per game. For the Lady Tigers of Mitchell, they'll send out to the floor their starting five. Number 00 is Katie Lauer, a 5'10 senior, and she is a handful, folks. Number 3, Celeste Cardona, a 5'7 sophomore. Number 4, McKenna Zolkowski is a 5'7 senior. Number 5, Aspen Reef Schneider, a 5'6 senior. And number 12 is Jory Peters. She is a 5'3" freshman. Those are the starting lineups for today's championship game between the Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Mitchell comes into today's game with a record of 5-3, but they have faced an absolutely brutal schedule. And to come away with 5 wins out of that schedule, it says an awful lot about the quality of this team. They have wins against Class B Scotts Bluff and Gearing, and they've also knocked off an extremely athletic and talented Hemmingford squad, giving them their only loss of the season. They have also defeated Morrill, and of course last night they defeated the Alliance girls to make their way into the championship bracket here this afternoon. The Mustangs will certainly have their hands full as Gordon Rushville improved their record to 4-3 last night yesterday afternoon with their win against the Bridgeport Bulldogs. The Mustangs, of course, opened the season with 3 straight losses to 3 outstanding teams, Hemmingford, Shadron, and Ainsworth. But since that time, they've righted the ship and rattled off 4 in a row as they've knocked off Hyannis, Bennett County, South Dakota, Mullen, and Bridgeport yesterday afternoon. Looking forward to an outstanding basketball game here this afternoon as we get ready to go here. Earlier this afternoon in the third place game, the Bridgeport Bulldogs defeated the Alliance Bulldogs by a final score of 53-32 to take the third place crown in the Alliance Holiday Tournament action. So glad to have you with us. 5.5 minutes left to go in the pregame here from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. We'll step aside and be back in just a minute.
This is my 2012 Ford Focus from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. I bought this car for short trips around the area and thought that I was getting an inexpensive disposable car. What I got was a roomy, comfortable, well-built car that gets outstanding fuel economy. It's great for going to Lincoln for a Husker game. I consistently get above 35 miles per gallon, and it comes in a package that is surprisingly comfy and fun to drive. You can test drive a Ford Focus at your Sheridan County Ford dealer. Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
So 4.5 minutes before the start of girls championship action here from the Alliance Holiday Tournament, and want to pass along a little bit of programming information. We do have an addition to our programming schedule. Added to our list is the January 13th game. That'll be the next time we see these Mustang girls after today, as the Mustangs will be hosting the Alliance Bulldogs in Gordon. That's January 13th. I don't have a tip-off time for that at this point, and so you'll need to keep track of the schedule as we go forward, but we're glad to add that game to the schedule and bring that to you as we go along. January's games get pretty thin as the Mustangs tend to stay at home, and we're trying to pick up as many road games as we possibly can. We'll be following the Hay Springs Hawks as much as possible. And so the way it's worked out is January is kind of going to be the Hay Springs month as we're on the road for 3 games right off the bat. We head to McPherson County all the way down to Tryon, Nebraska on January 3rd, and then to Harrisburg for the Banner County game on January 9th, and then to Layton on January 10th. So putting some miles on following the Hay Springs Hawks here early on in January, and then once we get through January, we get back into February and a whole slew of Mustang games to close out the season. The other thing of note that is important and that we're very pleased is that the NSAA has finally decided very much at our urging to allow us to broadcast district and hopefully state games. They have not to this point allowed us to webcast live district or state contests, and so we're certainly glad to be able to do that as we approach the end of February and district basketball action. We're really glad to be able to bring you some of those district contests. So stay tuned as those schedules become available and we can see kind of what we have going on. So some exciting things going on for us here at the Sheridan County Journal-Star. And if you're not a subscriber to the Journal-Star, you certainly should be. Make sure you keep track of all the news that is news in Sheridan County. And right now, if you were an online subscriber to the Journal-Star, you would have this week's paper in your hot little hands at this very moment. The nice thing about that online edition is that Wednesday's paper generally is available on Tuesday afternoon for online subscribers. Everybody else has to wait to get it through the mail on Wednesday, Thursday, or even Friday by the time it gets through all of the machinations of the Postal Service. So if you're not a subscriber to the Sheridan County Journal-Star, definitely check it out at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions. And the other big bonus to the online edition is the whole thing is available in full and glorious color there for your very much viewing enjoyment. Just a little bit over 1 minute left to go in the pregame here. Just about ready to turn it over to the PA announcer for the starting lineups and to get today's action underway. We'll step aside one last time and be back for the starting introductions. Before we get to the starting lineups, we need to reset our timer here real quick, so we may cut those off for you, but we will be back for the start of basketball action. Got to do a little housekeeping here, so bear with us.
5'7" senior, number 4, McKenna.
All right, we are back in business. Sorry to do that to you. We're on a 70-minute time limit, and if we don't remember to reset the timer, we run out of internet access here, and certainly don't want that to happen in the middle of game time action. So introductions of the Mitchell Tigers, as they will be the visitors today. 00 Katie Lauer, number 3 Celeste Cardona, number 4 McKenna Zolkowski, number 5 Aspen Reefschneider, and number 12 Jory Peters. Those are the starting lineups for the Mustangs today. Same as usual. Number 11, Haley Saar. Number 12, Denny Jacobson. Number 13, Josie Perez. Number 21, Ashton Sassy. And number 22, Carly Hinn. We are ready to get this girls' championship game underway from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. Glad to have you with us on this cold and wintry winter day as we finish up basketball for the year of 2014. Look forward to 2015. But one last game to take care of here before we get started there as Katie Lauer gets ready to jump it up against the Mustangs' Carly Hinn. Katie Lauer, a name we're going to be calling a whole lot this evening, as she is a handful for the Mitchell Tigers. Mitchell comes out in the man-to-man defense after the Mustangs control the opening tip. Haley Saar works on the left wing up top for Carly Hinn. Carly Hinn into Josie Perez. She drives to the block, kicks it across for Haley Saar. Off-balance shot up. That's no good. And rebounded by Celeste Cardona for the Mitchell Tigers. And just like that, Josie Perez picks up her first foul of the afternoon. And certainly can't afford to have Josie in foul trouble at all, as she is the Mustangs' leading scorer. She averages 17 points and 7 rebounds per game. Quick foul on the Mustangs, as now the Mustangs come out in this 1-2-2 kind of a matchup zone here to start things off. Cardona in the corner. Gets it to Zolkowski, back up top. Now they'll swing it around. That's Peters, back up top. And swing it around. Cardona up to Reef Schneider. Back around for Peters. Good ball movement here. Mustangs have that zone packed in. They're trying to keep from letting Lauer get a hold of the basketball. Shot off, no good, and the rebound by the Mustangs. That's Haley Saar. She brings it up as she works against Peters. Now she picks up her dribble. She's hung up. In trouble. She gets it to Josie Perez. She dribbles into the free throw line. Stops, looks down low for Hinn. Hinn working against Lauer. Dribbles inside. Now she's double teamed. Tries to kick it outside. She's tied up. And it'll be Tiger basketball. So the Mustangs turn it over on the alternating possession. 6:42 to go in the first quarter here from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. No score yet. Aspen Reef-Schneider sets it up for the Tigers. On the right side for Jory Peters. Now they'll swing it back, and now back to Peters on the right wing. Skip it across. That is Zolkowski. Back up top for Reef-Schneider. Tries to get some space. Mustangs pack it in that zone. Zolkowski, free throw line, jumper is good. Zolkowski gets things started, and now full court man-to-man pressure by the Mitchell Tigers. Josie Perez works against Celeste Cardona, brings it across the timeline and into the offensive zone. Good pick that time, set by Carly Hinn. Shot won't go, and rebounded by Katie Lauer. She dribbles out of the double team, gets it ahead to Cardona. Gets it that ahead to Zolkowski. She's guarded closely by Jacobson, but Zolkowski puts that one up and in. She's got 4 points on the afternoon, and it's a 4-0 advantage for the Mitchell Tigers. And then Mitchell, or the Mustangs, turn that over and give it back to Mitchell with 5:44 to go. Mustangs trail 4-0. They skip it across to Zolkowski in the corner. They work it inside for Lauer. Turnaround jumper is no good, and the rebound pulled down by Carly Hinn. She gets it to Ashton Sassy, brings it across the timeline, and she traveled. A lot of traffic there as she came across the timeline, trying to get it off to one of her teammates, and took one too many steps. 5:25 to go first quarter. Mustangs trail 4-0. They skip it across to Peters in the corner. Now the down inside for Lauer. She takes the inlet pass. Shot is no good, but Cardona is there with the rebound and the putback. It's 6-0 as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Haley Saar dribbles to her right, comes around the corner, works it inside for Hinn. Can't handle it. Cardona comes away with the steal and back the other way. Poked away by Saar, but Peters is there to pick it up. Over the top to Reef-Schneider. She misses everything. Cardona with the rebound. Zolkowski with the shot. That one rattles around and falls in. And McKenna Zolkowski with 6 points. It's an 8-0 lead for the Mitchell Tigers as Perez dribbles through the pressure, gets it ahead to Haley Saar, has it slapped away by Lauer. Ball loose on the floor. Jacobson with the shot, can't get it to fall, tipped out of bounds off the Mustangs. It'll be Mitchell Tiger basketball. Now Kenna Campbell comes into the game. She'll take the place of Haley Sarr. 4:23 to go, first quarter. Mustangs down 8-0. Reef Schneider brings it up the floor for the Tigers. Zolkowski on the wing in the corner for Cardona. Back up to Reef Schneider. Now back to Cardona. Guarded by Kenna Campbell. Cardona up top for Zolkowski. Now to Peters. Playing catch out here, working against this Mustang zone. There's a steal by Ashton Sassy. Has it poked away by Peters. Ashton Sassy loses the handle, but it's poked out of bounds by Cardona. It'll stay with the Mustangs. 3:55 to go. Mustangs trail 8-0. Campbell gets it into Jacobson. Her shot blocked by Cardona and taken away. Cardona up the floor. They get it ahead to Zolkowski. Puts it on the floor, one dribble, and she's fouled. Josie Perez just picked up her second foul of the afternoon. And things not going the way the Mustangs wanted to early on here, as now they've got Zolkowski at the line shooting 2. She's already got 6 points on the afternoon, and we're just barely over 4 minutes into this game. First free throw off the back iron and no good. And now into the game for Mitchell. Replacing Cardona is Maddie Watson. Zolkowski, after she missed the first, one more coming, and this one is good. She's got 7 points. Mustangs get it ahead to Kenna Campbell trying to run. Now they'll pull it back. 9-0 is the Tiger lead. That one nearly taken away as Hinn gets it on the give and go. They get it to Kenna Campbell. She can't get the shot to fall, but she'll have free throws coming as we got a blocking foul on the play. They're going to call that one on Jory Peters. That is her first. And Kenna Campbell heads to the line for 2 free throws. Kenna's first free throw in and out, no good. Kenna averages 6 points and 4 rebounds per game. Kenna's second free throw on the way and good. Mustangs on the board. It's 9-1 with 3:35 to go. Mitchell jumped out to the fast lead yesterday afternoon against the Alliance Bulldogs. At the end of the first quarter, it was 22-1. They can score points in bunches, and you got to keep it out of the hands of Katie Lauer. She is a force down inside. The Mustangs have done a good job of that so far here in this game, using this zone that they've got packed in, trying to make the Mitchell Tigers beat them from outside, as there's a near steal by Kenna Campbell. Now Zolkowski gets it back down into the corner. That's Watson. Peters swings it around to Reef Schneider and back to Zolkowski. Now back to Reef Schneider, her and Zolkowski. Now Lauer in the corner. As long as you can keep Lauer away from the basket, you've got something accomplished. That one's out of bounds off the Mustangs. Kenna Campbell has to tie her shoe. 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs down 9-1. Peters gets it in to Watson. Back to Peters. There's Katie Lauer. The 10-footer is good. Katie Lauer on the board for the first time this afternoon. And Ashton Sassy quickly ahead, and she's tied up. I think that is that's Jory Peters there tying her up. Mustangs keep the basketball on the alternating possession as Haley Sarr checks back in. She'll replace Josie Perez, who comes out with the 2 fouls. Now Lauer and Zolkowski out as 2 fresh faces in, as we've got Barbara Pieper now into the game for the Mitchell Tigers, and we'll try and get a handle on who the other player is. And now we've got a foul on the Mustangs, and that's on Denny Jacobson. An offensive foul. She picks up her first 3 team fouls now for the Mustangs. Peters to Reef Schneider. Back to Peters. Reef Schneider finally takes the 3-pointer. Long rebound, battled for, and we're going to have a foul called on Celeste Cardona. That'll be her first. Mustang basketball. 2:18 to go. Timeout on the floor. Coach Randy Holbert wants to talk it over with the troops here. Mustangs trail by 10, 11-1. Essence provides beautiful, fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. That's Essence, 117 North Main Street in Gordon. And the First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon or call 282-0050. 2:18 left to go first quarter. Mustangs down 11-1. Trying to get something going here as now more full court pressure by these Mitchell Tigers. They get it in to Jacobson. She'll get it back to Saar, and she'll bring it up the floor for the Mustangs. And she has her pocket picked. That's Jory Peters, the freshman. Takes it away, length of the floor, and lays it in. Now 13-1. Saar brings it across, and she's got it stolen again. That is a sticky-fingered little gal there. Jory Peters with steals on consecutive possessions by the Mustangs. She's going to be fouled this time. I believe that is Ashton Sassy that they called the foul on. It is, and that is Ashton's first, as Pieper comes out and Lauer back in now for the Mitchell Tigers. Peters feeling it now. She puts that shot up and knocks it down. It's 15-1. And just like yesterday afternoon, Mitchell getting out to the quick and early lead here. 1:40 to go. It's a 15-1 ball game as Haley Saar drives to the block, has her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs. 4 team fouls for the Mustangs, just 2 for Mitchell. Kenna Campbell inbounds the basketball, goes over the top and finds Ashton Sassy. Three-pointer on the way from Sassy, in and out and back in. Ashton gets it to fall, gets the friendly roll, and it's 15-4. Reese Schneider sets it up. Mustangs back in that 1-2-2 zone. Celeste Cardona with the shot, and Ashton Sassy with the rebound and dribbles it off her foot and out of bounds. Goes back over to the Mitchell Tigers with 1:12 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs trail by 11, 15-4. Cardona gets it in, or excuse me, that's Peters on the inbounds, gets it into Cardona, but knocked out of bounds. Mustang basketball. Time is slowed down to a crawl here now. 1:09 left to go in the first quarter. Saar gets it in just barely to Denny Jacobson, and now the Tigers fall back. Saar brings it across. They trap her, but she gets it ahead to Sassy. Three-pointer by Ashton Sassy. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Ashton Sassy. That's 2 3-pointers on the afternoon. Mustangs clawing their way back into this one. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. They're now trailed by just 8 at 15-7. Ashton Sassy heating up from outside. Three-pointer on the way from Reese Schneider. That one's off the mark, no good. Pulled down by Haley Saar, dribbles it off her leg, picks it back up. She'll get it to Hinn, gets it back to Saar, and all is right with the world. Saar assaulted by Jory Peters as she approaches half court. No foul called. Out of bounds off of Peters, and Mustangs maintain possession with 27.1 seconds left. Saar gets it in to Hinn. Hinn not the one you really want handling the basketball as she shovels it off to Haley Saar. She's being hounded by Jory Peters. Picks up her dribble, and she'll get it to Kenna Campbell. Kenna drives all the way into the lane. Shot no good. There's Hinn with the offensive rebound. The putback won't go, but she's fouled by Aspen Reif-Schneider on the play, and she'll have some free throws to shoot. Carly Hinn with her first chances of the game here with 9.4 seconds left to go, and the Mustangs trailing by 8. It's 15-7. Carly's first free throw up, rattles around, and falls in. It's a 7-point ball game. Second free throw off the mark, no good, but there's Denny Jacobson with the rebound. Under 8 to go, and we got a foul, and they're going to get Carly Hinn on the foul this time. That'll be her first. 5.2 seconds left, and a 15-8 advantage. Mustangs would be wise to put some pressure on. They're just giving time to to the Tigers as Kenna Campbell decides that kicking that ball is the best defense there, and it'll be Tiger basketball with 3.2 seconds left. Peters the inbound it for Mitchell. Gets it to Riefschneider, back to Peters, taken away. Kenna Campbell at the buzzer. That one won't count. And the first quarter ends with the Mustangs trailing by a score of 15-8.
Hi, I'm Clint Anderson, and I hope you enjoyed today's game. Wherever we're broadcasting from, you can bet that I got there in a Ford vehicle from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. I've been a Sides and Milburn customer for over 20 years, and I can't imagine going anywhere else to buy or trade vehicles. I may be able to find a cheaper vehicle somewhere else, but the hometown service I get at Sides and Milburn Ford is worth way more than a trip to Rapid City or Denver. I hope you enjoyed today's game. And when you're ready to trade vehicles, stop in and see the good folks at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
So the Mustangs doing everything they can to keep the ball out of the hands of Katie Lauer. You kind of pick your poison against these Mitchell Tigers. And McKenna Zolkowski has really taken up the slack for Mitchell here in the first quarter as she's scored 7 points, And so the Mustangs trying to keep the ball from getting into the paint. They've done a good job of that so far. And now they've got to clamp down on that defense on the perimeter as well. They trail 15-8 as we start the second quarter. The Mustangs with 5 team fouls already, just 3 for the Mitchell Tigers. Peters back to Riefschneider. Back into that zone defense for the Mustangs. Packing it in and forcing the Mitchell Tigers to shoot from the outside. Cardona in the corner. Up top for Zolkowski, tees it up for 3. That one's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Carly Hinn. She gets it out to Ashton Sassy. Mustangs want to run, now they'll pull it back. Sassy keeps the dribble alive, and they set up the offense. Sassy drives in with the left hand, pull-up jumper. That one's no good. Rebounded by Riefschneider, and back the other way comes Riefschneider all the way in, tried to get it to Cardona. Gathers it up, dribbles it out, and they'll set the offense. Zolkowski across to Peters and back to Riefschneider. Now Peters on the wing. Riefschneider tried to get it into Lauer, taken away. Good defense by the Mustangs that time. Exactly what they needed to do, get the takeaway. And back to Ashton Sassy. Under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Sassy gets the pick from Hinn. Sassy all the way in. And we got a tie-up in the lane as Sassy had that ball blocked by Lauer. And the alternating possession stays with the Mustangs as Josie Perez back into the game. She replaces Haley Saar. And now Mustangs going to bring the 6-foot sophomore Shania Friesman into the game. She'll take the place of Ashton Sassy. They get it into Carly Hinn on the inbounds pass. One dribble too many. That's slapped away by the sticky-fingered Peters. Touch pass by Zolkowski. Gets away, but the Tigers gather it back up. Riefschneider for 3. That one is good. And that's going to cause some problems for the Mustangs if the Tigers heat up from the perimeter. Kenna Campbell all the way in, off glass, and good. Kenna Campbell took it coast to coast and put it in the basket. 18-10 now the score. 6:10 to go here in the second quarter. Mustangs trail by 8. Zolkowski in the corner works it into Cardona. Outside for Riefschneider, and another 3 for Riefschneider. So a solid Mitchell Tiger team, everybody getting it done as the lead is back to 11 at 21-10. Perez's shot won't go. Lauer ahead for Zolkowski. Layup is good. Tigers running the floor well in transition as we approach 5.5 to go. That one's tipped out of bounds, and Mustangs will maintain possession. 23-10 as Sassy comes in to give Hinn a breather. Campbell heaves it down the floor for Sassy, but that's intercepted by Lauer and taken away. Here comes Sassy, tried to snatch it out of the hands of Lauer, but didn't quite get it accomplished. 5:20 to go now. And back on defense are the Mustangs. They go inside to Lauer this time, working against Friesman, kicks it back out. Riefschneider for three. That one won't go. And the rebound, scramble on the floor, tie up, and alternating possession in favor of the Mitchell Tigers with 5:08 to go. 23-10. Mustangs losing ground here in the second quarter. Peters gets it into Riefschneider. Her shot misses everything. Rebounded by Jacobson. Gets it to Campbell. And up the floor comes Kenna. Across the timeline. Nice move by Kenna Campbell that time. Fake Peters completely out of her shoes. Three-pointer on the way from Sassy. That's no good. Gets her own rebound. Free throw line jumper short. That's no good. Rebounded by Friesman. She gets it back to Perez. Perez from the baseline. No good. And Friesman's put back. That won't go. Jacobson now with the basketball. Gets it out to Ashton Sassy. Thought about the three-pointer again and didn't take it. 4:35 to go. Mustangs going to reset here. They trail by 13, 23-10. Man-to-man defense now by the Mitchell Tigers as Kenna Campbell has her pocket picked. And we got another tie-up on the floor, but this one will go back to the Mustangs as now Hinn and Saar check back into the game for the Mustangs. And out come Friesman and Kenna Campbell. So some quality early minutes by Shania Friesman here this afternoon in the second quarter. 4:23 to go. Mustangs need to get this ball in. They get it into Perez, but it's taken away. And here comes Peters, slapped away by the Mustangs. Cardona controls it. She gets it ahead to Riefschneider, lays it up, and we got a traveling call on Riefschneider. Mustangs will get it back here. 4:15 left to go in the second quarter. They trail this one 23-10. They get it into Hinn and back to Saar. Saar brings it up the floor, working against Jory Peters. Gets the pick from Hinn. Saar, free throw line jumper. Good. Haley Saar on the board for the first time this afternoon. It's 23-12 as we cross the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Zolkowski, head fake, puts it on the floor, now dribbles back out. Across to Peters in the lane, shot up, off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Ashton Sassy, comes out of there with it. And then taken away by Riefschneider. Riefschneider dribbles around, now kicks it back out for Peters, goes inside for Lauer. Lauer, double teamed in the paint, kicks it back out for Peters on the three-point line. That's no good. Rebound on the floor, scramble, and a wrestling match between Riefschneider and Hinn, and the alternating possession on the other on another tie-up back to the Mitchell Tigers. 3:30 left to go now in the second quarter. 23-12 is the Mitchell Tiger advantage. They get it into Cardona. She skips it across for Zolkowski. Three-pointer on the way. That one might have been partially blocked. And another rebound pulled down by Ashton Sassy and wrestled away from her again. And this time, Katie Lauer gets her hands on it and puts it back in the hoop that time. And it's 25-12 with 3:15 to go. Haley Saar tracks this one down. Now she's trapped in the corner. And we're going to get a blocking foul called on the Mitchell Tigers. And that is McKenna Zolkowski. She picks up her first personal foul of the afternoon. 3:09 to go. It's a 13-point deficit for these Mustangs as they trail it 25-12. They get it into Ashton Sassy. She works against Cardona. That one's off of Cardona's foot. And the Mustangs will get the ball back here with 3:06 to go. So Ashton Sassy ready to toss this one in for the Mustangs. They get it in to Carly Hinn. Hinn inside for Josie Perez. Her shot up. That one won't go. And the rebound by Zolkowski coming back the other direction. Zolkowski cross to Lauer. Lauer has to pull it back out as she didn't handle it cleanly. Now Riefschneider brings it to the top of the circle and they set the offense. Peters back to Lauer in the corner. Riefschneider up top for Zolkowski. Peters on the wing and down to the corner. That is Cardona. Skip pass across to Riefschneider. Jump shot. That won't go. Pulled down by Cardona. The putback. That one falls off. No good. And now Josie Perez being bodied there by Peters, but no call. And finally, she tosses it out of bounds and another turnover. So the referees today letting these girls play letting some contact go, and that's all right as long as it goes both ways. 2:23 to go now in the second quarter. Mustangs trail 25-12. They try to go inside. It's taken away by Ashton Sassy. Sassy comes the other way, crosses the timeline. Three-pointer, top of the key. Good! Ashton Sassy starting to feel it. That's 9 on the afternoon for Ashton. All 3 from behind the arc. 2:02 to go, 25-15. The lead is cut to 10. Mustangs need a defensive stop here, and they get it. Another takeaway. Here comes Josie Perez. Gets it ahead to Kenna Campbell. Finds the trailing Jacobson. She gets it to Carly Hinn. That shot won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Katie Lauer. She brings it up the floor, gets it ahead to Zolkowski. Her layup is good. Zolkowski with 2 more. And that one's poked away from Kenna Campbell. And they get it ahead, trying to get it to Peters. Peters tracks it down but loses it out of bounds. Mustangs will get it back. 1:26 to go. Fast-paced back-and-forth action here in the later part of the second quarter. 27-15, Mustangs trail. Sassy to inbound the ball. She gets it in to Josie Perez. Perez working against Peters. Gets the pick. Now she goes the other way. Gets it to Hinn. Hinn back to Perez. Perez has it poked away by Jory Peters. She is just a tenacious defender, this young freshman. They get it to Hinn. Her shot up, in and out, no good. Rebound, Riefschneider with 1:05 to go in the second quarter. Riefschneider, coast to coast, lays it up, and we're going to have an offensive foul, a charge called on Riefschneider. That is her second. Not sure which young Mustang it was that stood in there and took the charge, but a great job defensively. And the Mustangs get the ball back with 1:01 left to go here, and they trail it 27-15. Maddie Watson back into the game for the Tigers as Carly Hinn loses it out of bounds and goes back over to the Mitchell Tigers. Now Lauer will inbound the ball with a minute left. Peters goes inside for Lauer. She had position. So tough to defend her, and so she draws the foul. And Lauer heads to the free throw line. She'll have 2 free throws coming. Carly Hinn is who they whistled for that foul. I'm showing her already with 1 foul, but some discrepancy here, but we'll get it figured out. Carly heads to the bench as Shania Friesman comes in, and now Pieper comes into the game for Mitchell. She'll take her place in the lane. Free throw falls off. That's no good. And the rebound by Friesman. 27-15. Under a minute to go. Kenna Campbell dribbles to the right side, steps back, skip pass cross court to Sassy, down low. That's Perez, tries to go inside, has it knocked back out. Now one hands it back out, and we're going to get Ashton Sassy on the foul. She was having a, no, maybe we didn't give that one to Sassy. Who did they give this to? And that'll put the Mitchell Tigers in the bonus. They give that foul to Kenna Campbell, and that is Kenna's first. But it puts Celeste Cardona at the line for the 1-and-1 opportunity here with 33.9 seconds left in the first half. Cardona's first free throw off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Kenna Campbell. Campbell switches hands, dribbles through the defense. Mustangs with numbers. Kenna all the way in, lays it up, and good. Kenna Campbell with 5 in the first half. Under 25 to go now in the first half. 27-17, the lead is cut to 10. Watson. Back to Lauer in the corner. Up to Peters. Back to Lauer. Play and catch. Zolkowski, under 10 to go. They try to go inside for Cardona. Taken away by Sassy. Under 2 to go. Not going to get a shot off as they got it ahead. And the shot just a little bit too late by Josie Perez. And the first half ends. The Mustangs clawed back into this just a little bit, but they still trail it 17-27 at the half. We'll step aside, be back with some halftime scoring totals for you after this.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
We are at halftime at the Alliance Holiday Tournament in the championship game between the Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Let's take a look at some unofficial scoring totals for the Mustangs. Ashton Sassy leads the way. She's got a trio of three-pointers, 9 points on the afternoon so far for Ashton Sassy. Kenna Campbell has 5, Haley Sarr with 2, and Carly Hinn with 1. For the Mitchell Tigers, McKenna Zolkowski leads the way. She's got 11. Katie Lauer with 4, Celeste Cardona with 2, Aspen Reef-Schneider with 6 on a pair of three-pointers, and Jory Peters, the freshman, with 4 points. Take a look at the free throws. Mustangs are 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and the Tigers are 1 for 5. At halftime, Mustangs 17 and the Mitchell Tigers 27. 8.5 minutes left to go in the halftime break. We'll step aside and be back with more basketball action after this.
Sides in Milburn Ford in Rushville is your Sheridan County Ford dealer. They have an excellent service department that works on all makes and models. So why would you drive hours to buy a car from someone you will never see again when you can do business locally with a dealer who will stand behind their product and has the service department to back it up? Sides in Milburn Ford will help you find the right vehicle, and they will do it with the personal touch that only your hometown dealer can provide. Stop in at Sides in Milburn Ford in Rushville. They're the people you can trust.
We are at halftime at the Alliance Holiday Tournament. 6.5 minutes left in the halftime break, and the Mustangs trail by 10, 27-17. If you're not already a subscriber to the Sheridan County Journal-Star, you certainly should be. Stay in the know with all the news that is news in Sheridan County. And if you subscribe to the online edition, it is available right now on Tuesday afternoon generally, and this week's edition is no exception, ready for your viewing pleasure. All you need to do is go to www.SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions to sign up for the online edition of the Sheridan County Journal-Star. And the best part is it is available in full and glorious color. And like I say, usually on Tuesday afternoons, well before the paper edition gets in anybody else's hands. So get the news that is news and get it first. SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions. At halftime, the Mustangs trail this one 27-17 in the championship game of the girls bracket from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. Thanks very much for joining us here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. We'll step aside and be back with more basketball action after this.
There's a new innovation in round baling, a round baler that helps you get more out of every hay season. Introducing the new Roll Belt 560 from New Holland. It gives you 20% more capacity and creates uniform 5-foot by 6-foot bales with higher density to stand up to weather, transport, and handling. Higher capacity starts with the new Active Sweep pickup. It's a full 82. All of these pickup innovations add up to a 20% increase in pickup capacity. Next, crop moves to the bale formation area, New Holland's proven combination of rolls and belts. Roll belt balers are known for their ability to start a core in any crop. The Roll Belt 560 continues that legacy and features increased belt driving force for reduced belt slip for quick core starts, even in below freezing or extremely dirty conditions, the kind seen when baling corn stalks. New Holland now offers 3 belt choices to match your preference. New Holland's mini rough top belts feature 3 piles of poly fabric and clipper lacings. New premium laced belts feature 20% more tensile strength for extended life. For the ultimate in durability and low maintenance, choose new premium endless belts. Endless belts are backed by a 3-year, 15,000 bale New Holland warranty. No matter which belts you choose, the patented New Holland roll belt system packs more crop into each and every bale. When you make higher density bales, you make fewer bales and reduce your wrapping and retrieval costs as well as storage losses. Higher density bales also hold their shape and are easier to handle, transport, and stack. You can easily adjust bale density using the sealed hydraulic density control system and monitor pressure from the tractor with this gauge. To pack even more crop into every bale, equip your Roll Belt 560 with New Holland's exclusive bale slice system. It creates bales that are up to 14% more dense. Sliced bales are easier to feed to livestock, and the crop is easier for cattle to eat and digest. New Holland has simplified both the net wrapping and twine tying systems. The front load net system is easy to view during baling. Netting follows a shorter, more efficient travel path, making it the industry's most reliable system. The front load twine system features dual twine tubes that are driven smoothly by a motor for a consistent twine wrap pattern across the face of the bale. You control and monitor the bale making process using your choice of display. The Bale Command 2 is used on twine-only models, and the Deluxe Bale Command 2 Plus is available for net twine or net-only models. Or go ISOBUS with the IntelliView 4 or IntelliView 3 color touchscreen monitor for extra easy screen navigation. The world's best balers are now even better. With the benefit of New Holland engineering innovations and improvements, the new Roll Belt 560 handles your crop with more speed and efficiency than ever before. From the moment crop enters the pickup to the moment a perfectly shaped bale rapidly exits the tailgate. Your in-field productivity increases, and so does your overall baling capacity. Get the most out of every hay season. Make the smart move to the Roll Belt 560 round baler from New Holland. See your New Holland dealer for a demonstration.
So we are back to third quarter basketball action here at the Alliance Holiday Tournament as the Mustangs trail in the championship games 17-27 to the Mitchell Tigers. And one player conspicuously absent from the Mustang lineup this afternoon is Keely Campbell, as she is in street clothes and limping noticeably. Not sure what exactly happened to Keely as they certainly are missing her this afternoon down inside. Back underway, and the Mustangs back to work against this high-pressure defense of the Mitchell Tigers. Man-to-man defense by the Tigers. Three-pointer on the way from Ashton Sassy. Starts things off right in the second half Ashton Sassy drains another one, her 4th three-pointer of the afternoon, and pulls the Mustangs back within 7. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Mustangs as they come out here in the second half. Now the Mustangs going to come out as the Tigers want to try and slow things down here in the second half. Riefschneider drives in, gets it to Lauer. She gets it to Cardona. Her shot won't go, and it's rebounded by Josie Perez. She brings it back the other way. Perez, coast to coast. Now she tries to get it to Hinn, off her hands and out of bounds. And against an opponent the caliber of Mitchell, you can't afford to give them free possessions like that. 7:09 left to go in the third quarter. Mustangs down by just 7, 27-20. Mustangs hanging tough here, trying to chip away at that lead. They trailed by 10 at the half. Zolkowski kicks it out to Peters. And all 5 of these Tiger starters can score at will. It's kind of a pick your poison deal, but the Mustangs have chosen to pack that zone in. That's another missed shot as Zolkowski's shot won't go, but there's Lauer with the offensive rebound and the putback. She has 6 on the afternoon, under 6:30 to go, and it's 29-20. Ashton Sassy sets it up. She works against Riefschneider. Riefschneider with a good defense. Sassy gets away. Free throw line jumper. That one may have been partially blocked. Rebounded by Lauer, and that's taken away by Denny Jacobson. Gets it to Haley Saar. Saar trying to find some room, pulls up, puts it up. That one won't go. And there's Zolkowski with the rebound, pulls it out, and heads down the floor. Now it's Peters at the top of the circle. Over to Riefschneider and back to Peters. So the Tigers really spreading the floor now and forcing the Mustangs to come out and meet them. Now what that's done is created some room for that offense to work, as there's another takeaway by the Mustangs, and now we've got a timeout on the floor by Coach Randy Holbert. He wants to talk things over. 5:35 to go in the third quarter, and the Mustangs trail 29-20. Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance. Be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles. Stop in and see them at 127 North Main Street in Gordon, or you can give them a call at 282-2080. And the good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. Whether you need to winterize it or defrost it today, Buck and the crew can get you fixed up. Stop in and see them at True Value in downtown Gordon. And family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company, offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. 5:35 left to go third quarter. Mustangs trail 29-20. Trying to chip away at this 10-point halftime lead and get themselves back into this one. Haley Saar inbounds the ball to Hinn. She gives it back to Saar, and the Mustangs go to work against this man-to-man defense. Very good defensive team are the Mitchell Tigers. Good pick that time by Josie Perez. Now Perez has it, spins inside into the lane. That shot is up, no good, but she's fouled on the shot. Blocking foul going to be called, and they're going to give that one to, hard from this angle to see who they gave it to. That is on number 12. That's Jory Peters, the freshman. She picks up her second as the first free throw by Josie Perez is good, and that is Josie's first point of the game. Josie Perez, leading scorer for the Mustangs. She racks up 17 a game, and those are her first points of the afternoon. She gets both free throws to fall. And so excellent defense being applied by the Mitchell Tigers here. But the Mustangs back within 7 at 29-22 with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Peters drives all the way in, nearly traveled with it. Now she's hung up, gets it outside to Lauer. Lauer skips it across. That's Zolkowski. Zolkowski drives in. Contact, no call. And Hinn takes it away. She gets it to Ashton Sassy. She picks up her dribble, but gets it ahead to Josie Perez. Josie working against Peters, drives all the way in, shot up, lays it up, and in. Josie Perez for 2 more. She's got 4 here in the second half. It's 29-24. The lead is cut to just 5. 4:40 to go. Mustangs clawing their way back into this one. Reef Schneider being guarded by Perez, gets the pick. Now she gets it to Zolkowski and back to Reef Schneider on the wing. Back to Zolkowski in the corner. 3-pointer on the way, but she is fouled by Haley Saar, and Reef Schneider will have 3 free throws coming. Not what the Mustangs wanted there. They trail by 5. And as I was looking down, writing down on the score sheet, we've got a technical foul called now on the Mustangs. And Zolkowski will shoot those. So the first free throw is no good. Second free throw is good for not Reef Schneider. That is Zolkowski that's shooting these. And the third one is good. So not sure where that technical foul came from, as now Zolkowski will shoot the 2 technical foul free throws. And the first one is no good. So after the Mustangs pulled back within 5, a whole bevy of free throws here. And luckily, Zolkowski only able to make 2 of the 5. So it's back to a 7-point lead at 31-24, and the Mitchell Tigers get it back. So a 7-point lead. Mustangs trying to get themselves clawed back into this when they trailed by double digits for a long time, but not going to go away easily. Peters being guarded by Saar. Now she gets it to Reef Schneider. So the Tigers have really spread this offense out and forced the Mustangs to come out and meet them. And that one's going to be tipped away. Mustang basketball. Good job that time by Ashton Sassy. Got a hand out there and forced the turnover. 4:02 left to go. Full court pressure now. Again being applied as they get it ahead to Josie Perez. She brings it into the front court. Now she skips it across to Hinn. Her shot up and contact there by Lauer. No call, and it'll stay with the Mustangs. Katie Lauer certainly altered that shot, but no call. 31-24, it's a 7-point deficit for the Mustangs. They'll get it into Jacobson. She swings it over to Sassy. Sassy over the top to Perez. Feet on the line. That one short, won't go. Rebound by Carly Hinn. Off the glass. The putback is good by Carly Hinn. She's got 3. And a timeout called by Mitchell as the Mustangs back within 5. 3:37 to go, third quarter. It's 31-26. And the Mustangs hanging around, much to the delight of the Mustang faithful that have made the trip down here today. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, look no further than Barb Scher of Scher Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516 or stop by 300 South Main Street in Gordon. The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon or give them a call at 282-0050. And Essence in downtown Gordon provides beautiful fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. And they have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. Stop by and see Amber today at Essence at 117 North Main Street in Gordon. So the Mustangs trying to get over the top here and get back into this thing. They're only down 5, 3:37 to go in the third quarter, facing a very good Mitchell Tiger team and trying to get it done. Reef Schneider, guarded by Josie Perez, gets the tip, but Cardona's there to pick it up and back to Peters. Mustangs have been in this zone all afternoon. kind of a 3-2 or a 1-2-2 matchup kind of zone. They get it to Cardona at the free throw line, and the shot goes down. I think that was Lauer on the shot that time, as now Carly Hinn has it, and she's hung up, but she'll get it back to Haley Saar, and she'll bring it up, working against McKenna Zolkowski. And we've got a timeout. A 30-second timeout called by the Mustangs, as the 10-second call was getting awfully close there, and the Mustangs certainly didn't want to turn it over there, as the lead has grown back to 7 at 33-26, and we are at 2 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Pretty balanced scoring effort here in the second half for the Mustangs. Josie Perez finally gets on the board. She's got 4, Ashton Sassy with 3, and Carly Hinn with 2 here in the second half. And for the Mitchell Tigers, Katie Lauer has 4, and McKenna Zolkowski has just the 2 free throws. So the Mustangs hanging in there and chipping away at this lead. And they were down double digits, now down just 7. They've cut it to as few as 5. As they get it ahead to Josie Perez. Josie, runner in the lane, off the front of the rim, no good. Battle between 2 Tigers. Josie takes advantage of it, scoops it up, and puts it back in for 2 more. Mustangs back within 5 at 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Jory Peters brings it across. Mustangs going to try and trap her. She eludes 2 of them. Now she drives in, loses her feet, keeps her dribble, and gets it outside to Zolkowski in the corner for Lauer. She drives into the block, finds Cardona in the lane. That one won't go, rebounded by Peters, and she'll pull it out with 2:25 to go. Peters all the way back into the lane. Wild shot up, no good, rebounded by Hinn, and now we're going to have a reach-in foul. And we'll see who they're going to give this to. They're going to give it to Jory Peters. Jory Peters, the young freshman, picks up her 3rd foul, and she is an absolutely tenacious defender. 2:20 to go now, 33-28. They get it in to Ashton Sassy. She turns up the floor. She looks ahead for Carly Hinn, running the floor. Somehow kept from traveling. Carly Hinn puts it in. Mustangs back within 3. 33-30 with 2:10 to go, putting some pressure on the Mitchell Tigers here in the second half. They get it into Cardona at the high post, and we're going to have a blocking foul called on Josie Perez, I believe is who they're going to give that to. And if so, that'll be her 3rd. Scorers table taking their time. Now they do agree it is on Josie, and that is her 3rd. Under 2 minutes to go now. As that one's lost out of bounds by the Tigers, it goes back to the Mustangs. So the Mustangs with a chance to tie it here, trailing by just 3, 33-30, under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ashton Sassy brings it up the floor, works against Peters, gets it to head to Kenna Campbell, inside for Hinn, kicks it back out for Jacobson, and she traveled with it. Jacobson not the type to put that ball on the floor and drive with it. Usually does her best work down inside, and she traveled with it as she got things going that time. 1:35 to go. Zolkowski gets it back up to Peters. Back to Zolkowski on the wing, and back up to Peters. Mustangs have been in this zone the whole way. Skip it across to Zolkowski. Dribbles in, now she pulls it back out. Skips it across, that's Cardona. Riefschneider on the wing, now to Peters. High post for Cardona and back out for Zolkowski. That one's off the front of the rim, no good. Josie Perez with some traffic, and now she's going to be fouled. And that is Cardona with the foul, and that is her 2nd. And 3 team fouls apiece now here in the second half. They'll get it into Hinn. Back across to Kenna Campbell, loses the handle. Alternating possession goes to the Mitchell Tigers on the tie-up. And back the other way we go. 1:02 to go, third quarter, 33-30. Mitchell Tigers lead by 3. Mustangs have trimmed this from double digits all the way down to 3 points, as we're now under a minute to go in the third quarter. Zolkowski drives all the way in, loses the handle out of bounds, but they'll say it's off of the Mustangs, and it'll stay with the Mitchell Tigers. 51.1 seconds left in the third quarter. Zolkowski, she'll dribble it up to the top. And back down for Peters in the corner. Skips it up to Riefschneider at the top, and they'll reset. Peters tries to go inside for Lauer. Kicks it back out for Peters. Riefschneider top of the key, now to Peters on the wing. Riefschneider swings it around for Zolkowski on the left wing. Back up to Riefschneider. Peters, high post for Cardona, kicked away. And now back to Peters, back to Riefschneider. Just play and catch, under 20 seconds to go now. There's a takeaway by Kenna Campbell, trying to dribble through traffic, and it's taken back away by Riefschneider. And they're going to get Ashton Sassy for being just a little bit too aggressive there on the steal. Ashton picks up her second as we've got 13.8 seconds left in the third quarter. Mustangs have made their move here coming out of the halftime break. Just like they did yesterday, they outscored the Bridgeport Bulldogs 17-6 in the third quarter yesterday, and another strong showing here in the third today. They work it inside for Lauer. Her shot off glass. The fadeaway jumper is good. 2 more for Katie Lauer. And the third quarter ends, but the Mustangs have made a dent in it. Chipped away at that lead. They trail by just 5 as we head to the fourth quarter. It's Mitchell 35 and Gordon Rushville 30 here on the Sheridan County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2014.
This is the 2013 Ford Explorer that I bought from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville, and it is awesome. It has the sync system and My Ford Touch that allows me to control everything with ease. Climate control, navigation, entertainment. I can even connect my smartphone for hands-free dialing. The all-wheel drive feature of the Ford Explorer might be what I like the best. This is the most sure-footed vehicle I have ever owned, and it is terrific on snow and ice, which I really love this time of year. Stop in and check out a Ford Explorer today at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
So we are ready to get the fourth quarter underway, and we've got a ball game, folks. Championship game here in the Alliance Holiday Tournament. Mustangs trail by 5, 35-30 to the Mitchell Tigers. And the Mustangs giving them everything that they can handle. They find Carly Hinn on the inbounds pass. Carly shot up and good. Carly Hinn with 2 more. That gives her 7 on the afternoon. 6 of those here in the second half. Back to a 3-point game. It's 35-32. Cardona in the high post kicks it out for Riefschneider. She takes the 3-pointer, misses badly. Long rebound out to the corner, picked up by Cardona. Peters back to Riefschneider. Free throw line jumper, and she rattles that one home. (37-32). 7:25 to go here in this one. They find Hinn inside. Turnaround jumper in the paint. That one's off the mark. No good. Battle for it out of bounds. Off of the Mitchell Tigers. It'll stay with the Mustangs. 7:15 left. Mustangs down by 5. 14 fouls for the Mustangs. Just 3 for the Mitchell Tigers. Carly Hinn leaves it for Haley Saar. Up top, that is Perez. Perez drives into the lane. Shot up. Contact. No call. Pulled down by Lauer. Lauer running the floor, gets it ahead and overthrows everybody. Turnover back to the Mustangs. 7:01 to go. Mustangs down by 5. It's been a spirited effort here this afternoon by Gordon Rushville as they get it ahead to Josie Perez, guarded closely by Cardona. Shot up, that one won't go, and she'll have 2 free throws. Should be Cardona's third, and it is. And Josie Perez has 2 free throws. She's only got 4 on the afternoon. She averages 17 on the season. First free throw off the back iron, and no good. Josie with 1 more with 6:57 to go. And she makes the second one. Makes it a 4-point game as we work our way under 7 minutes. Peters gets it ahead to Riefschneider on the wing. In the corner, that's Zolkowski. That one's knocked away, but picked up to Lauer on the baseline, and Carly Hinn fouled her. Carly Hinn picks up her second foul of the afternoon, and Katie Lauer heads to the line. She'll shoot 2 free throws. They're going to say that is the third on Carly Hinn. I missed one somewhere along the line there. First free throw by Lauer is up and good. Makes it 38-33, and the lead is back to 5. 6:37 left here in the fourth quarter. Lauer's second free throw off the back iron, no good. Lauer gets her own rebound, puts that one up, and she adds 2 more, and the lead is now back to 7. Mustangs had cut it to 3. Dangerous pass ahead to Josie Perez, but she pulls it in. Mustangs with numbers. Haley Saar, one dribble, puts it up and in. Good job of running the floor that time by the Mustangs. They had a 4-on-2 coming down, and the lead is back to 5. It's 40-35 as we're under 6:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Great effort this afternoon by the Mustangs. As that one's tipped out of bounds off of Josie Perez, Kenna Campbell comes back into the game now, and Haley Saar heads to the bench to get a breather. Trying to keep everybody fresh for the final run here as we work our way towards the end of this one. There's another near steal by Ashton Sassy that time, tipped out of bounds. Giving the young freshman Jory Peters a little taste of her own medicine. A very, very good defender is Jory Peters. Under 6 to go now. Peters into the high post to Cardona. Cardona drives, loses the handle, but she is fouled. And that is Carly Hinn's 4th foul of the afternoon. So Carly Hinn's played some good basketball here in the second half. Certainly don't want to see her pick up her 4th foul as Cardona heads to the line and gets the first one to fall. Carly Hinn comes out as now the Mitchell Tigers in the 1-on-1 bonus. Shania Friesman in to replace Hinn. Second free throw off, no good. Ball on the floor picked up by Peters, and she pulls it out for the Tigers. 41-35, it's a 6-point lead for Mitchell. Cardona at the high post, back out for Peters. Back to Reeve Schneider. Goes back into the high post. Now they find Lauer. Her jumper is good. She makes it look so easy down there on the baseline. And another takeaway now by Mitchell. 43-35, 8-point lead and about to become 10 as Zolkowski adds 2 more. And another takeaway as Lauer comes away with it. Now it's loose on the floor. And a quick timeout as Lauer hit the floor. And I'm not sure she's not completely right. Now she's going to shake it off. I think maybe she fell down on the basketball is what happened. It's a 9-point lead with 5:11 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And it's Mitchell 45 and Gordon Rushville 35. Say thanks to sponsors of today's basketball action. It is because of them we're able to bring you this exciting championship game here from Alliance on a cold and wintry afternoon. Those sponsors are Essence, the First National Bank of Gordon, Share Real Estate, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, State Farm Insurance, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, Physical Therapy West, and Modern Farm Equipment. So we head down the home stretch here. 5:11 left to go, and the Mustangs have let this one slip away a little bit. They now trail by 10, 45-35. Nearly stolen on the inbounds pass by Josie Perez. But Mitchell gets it back. Peters and Reeve Schneider, now they're going to spread this thing out and really make the Mustangs stretch that zone to get at them. There's a quick outlet pass. Shania Friesman beats everybody to it, but she double dribbled with it. Denny Jacobson saw an opening there and tossed it out there, but Friesman couldn't keep things going as she battled 2 Mitchell Tigers for the basketball, and they turn it back over. 45-35 with 4:40 left to go in the fourth quarter now, and the Mustangs going to have to stretch that defense out, and when you do that, it's going to cause problems, and it gives the Mitchell offense room to work. Kenna Campbell stretches, reaches, and puts it in. Kenna Campbell with 2 more. We're back to within 8, 45-37 with 4:20 to go. Skip it across to Zolkowski, drives into the lane. Lauer on the baseline, she kicks it out. And Mitchell just wants to kill some time, spread this thing out. Back to Cardona at the high post. Zolkowski back into Cardona. Free throw line jumper, that's no good. Rebounded by Denny Jacobson. She gets it ahead to Josie Perez. Mustangs trying to run and score in transition. Cut off well that time by the young freshman. That three-pointer on the way by Kenna Campbell missed the whole works and out of bounds. It'll go back to the Mitchell Tigers as Carly Hinn comes back in and Shania Friesman sets down. So Hinn playing with 4 fouls for the last 4 minutes of this one. They'll try and get as much mileage out of her as they can. So the Mustangs still in this zone defense. And that's another missed shot by the Mitchell Tigers. They get it ahead to Josie Perez, but taken away by Zolkowski. Zolkowski ahead to Lauer. That one's tipped away and stolen by Kenna Campbell. She tries to get it ahead, and Reef Schneider gets a hold of it, but tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs. 3:18 left to go here in the 4th quarter. We got a timeout on the floor. 3:18 left to go. Mustangs trail by 8, 45-37.
It's an icon, the most popular sports car in America. It is the Ford Mustang, and it's available at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. This 310 horsepower turbocharged beauty comes with all the bells and whistles, and it's sure to turn heads wherever you go. The selectable driving modes allow you to choose between sport, track, snow and wet, or normal conditions. With an awesome sound system, this Mustang is ready to roll down the highway at 32 miles per gallon. Test drive the iconic Ford Mustang at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
3:18 left to go here in the championship game. Girls action from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. It's the Mitchell Tigers 45 and the Mustangs 37. The Mustangs with 6 team fouls, so Mitchell in the 1-and-1 bonus. Mitchell with 4 team fouls as we get ready to finish this one up. Mustangs with the basketball. 3:18 to go. They've got some work to do. They get it into Carly Hinn and back to Ashton Sassy. She brings it across the timeline, and they'll set the offense. Sassy now working against Cardona is Sassy. Man-to-man defense still for the Mitchell Tigers. Kenna Campbell gets it inside to Carly Hinn. Turnaround jumper in the lane is good. Carly Hinn with 2 more, playing with 4 fouls. She's got 9 points. Well over her scoring average on the season of 4. And we got an over and back call now as Reef Schneider lost track of where she was. Mustangs back within 6 at 39-45 with 2:45 left to go. Mustangs with the basketball. Chance to cut this one to as little as 3 if they can get it done. So the Mustangs hanging tough. A great effort here today as a good pick set by Carly Hinn that time. Josie Perez into the lane, partially blocked and pulled down by Zolkowski, and an elbow by Zolkowski. But I think they're going to get Ashton Sassy with a foul. That was a near assault by Zolkowski that time as she had the elbow up, and the Mustang fans really reacting to that one. But the foul goes against Ashton Sassy, and that will put Zolkowski at the line for the 1-and-1. Sassy's 3rd foul. Mustangs trail by 6, 45-39. Free throw is up and falls in. It's good. And the lead is back to 7. So 1 more on the way for Zolkowski. And that one also is good. 2:36 to go, and it's an 8-point game. They get it ahead to Ashton Sassy. Pull-up jumper for 3. That one missed the whole works and out of bounds. It'll be Mitchell Tiger basketball with 2:28 to go. So the Mustangs have had some opportunities, but just can't quite capitalize on them and can't get over the top to get themselves where they need to be. Now they've got Zolkowski trapped, but she gets out of it, and they get it ahead to Peters. Peters crosses the timeline, dribbles in all the way into the low post, and her shot rolls off no good, but rebounded by Zolkowski. And now Peters has it top of the key, being badgered there by Ashton Sassy. Ashton Sassy with some good defense here, and a timeout on the floor called by the Mitchell Tigers. 2:06 left to go, and Mitchell leads this one 47-39.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
So outstanding basketball action here this afternoon in the championship game from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. 2:06 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs trail this one by 8, 47-39. Lots more great basketball action headed your way as we move into January. Next Mustang basketball action will be January 13th when the Mustangs will host the Alliance Bulldogs in Gordon. And then that Friday night, the 16th, the Mustangs are on the road when they travel for the Battle of Sheridan County as they take on Hay Springs on the road. All the way in by Reef Schneider that time, lays it up and good. And it's now a 10-point lead for the Mustangs as we're now under 2 minutes. And Carly Hinn's hung up, but she gets it to Josie Perez. She brings it up, and now she is just really being hounded. And we got a timeout called by the Mustang coaches as Celeste Cardona was all over the Mustang ball handler. And the timeout called, 1:45 to go, and now it's a 10-point lead for Mitchell at 49-39. As I started to say, our upcoming broadcast schedule, Tuesday the 13th will be our next Mustang broadcast. That'll be the girls at home as they host Alliance, and that'll be just the girls game, no boys action that evening. And then on the 16th, the Mustangs travel to Hay Springs. In the meantime, we've got 3 Hay Springs basketball games for you right after the first of the year. On January 3rd, Hay Springs travels to McPherson County all the way down in Tryon. On the 9th, Hay Springs travels to Banner County in Harrisburg, and then on the 10th, we're in Layton. So 3 long road trips to start the season as we're following the Hay Springs Hawks to get January started before we get back into more Mustang basketball in the second week there in the 13th and the 16th. So make sure you check the schedule and stay tuned for lots of great Sheridan County basketball action as basketball season is in full swing here. Out of bounds pass denied by Zolkowski and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs. They trail by 10, 1:44 left to go in the fourth quarter. Hinn takes the inbounds pass and brings it across the timeline. She'll get it to Haley Saar. Mustangs need to work quickly here. Saar loses the handle but gets it back. Josie Perez drives in all the way, shot up and good. And there's a takeaway by Haley Saar. She's fouled, and Haley Saar will head to the line. She'll have 2 free throws. So good defense that time by Haley Saar. And they're going to give that foul to McKenna Zolkowski. That is her second and the 5th team foul now, as the first free throw is good by Haley Saar. Saar's got 5 on the afternoon. Cuts the lead to 7 at 49-42. Second one in and out, and they're going to get Carly Hinn. She just fouled out of the game. Carly Hinn a little too overzealous trying to get that rebound. Carly fouls out with 9 points. A great effort this afternoon by Carly Hinn. 8 of those 9 came in the second half. Well-timed and a great job this afternoon by Carly. Certainly disappointed to foul out at this point of the game, but that'll send Celeste Cardona to the line, and she'll have the 1-on-1 opportunity at the other end. 1:25 to go. Mustangs down by 7 That one is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Jacobson. She gets it ahead to Sassy up the left side. That pass is deflected, picked up by Cardona, and Sassy's going to get the frustration foul. And now Ashton's got 4. So the Mustangs now in foul trouble in lots of different ways here. Ashton Sassy, somebody the Mustangs really want to have on the floor as we finish this game up. 1:18 left to go as Cardona misses another free throw. That one's out of bounds off of Mitchell. It'll stay with the Mustangs with 1:15 left to go. Mustangs not out of this one yet, down only 7, but they've got to make things happen in a hurry. Haley Saar gets it in to Josie Perez, working against Cardona, switches hands, brings it to the right side. Perez had a lane to the basket, didn't realize it. Now back to Sassy. Sassy wanted the three-pointer. Perez down on the block. Her shot up, falls off, no good. That one's tipped out of bounds off of Mitchell. It'll stay with the Mustangs. We're under a minute left to go in this one. The Mustangs down 49-42. They got to get it going in a hurry here. They get it in to Kenna Campbell. Three-pointer is good. Kenna Campbell for 3. Mustangs back within 4. 49-45, tipped out of bounds by Haley Saar. 51 seconds left. Mustangs down by 4. It's been a great effort this afternoon by these Mustangs. They need to try and finish it off, and they're going to get the foul. Haley Saar gets the foul, and that'll send Reef Schneider to the line. And one more, that is the double bonus now. Puts the Tigers in the double bonus, and Haley Saar picks up her second foul. So 2 shots the rest of the way for the Mitchell Tigers, as the first free throw is good by Aspen Reef Schneider. Stretches that lead back to 5. 48 seconds left, and anything can happen as that free throw in and out. They get it to Josie Perez. Down the floor she comes. Mustangs trail by 5, dribbles through traffic, and we got a blocking foul called on Katie Lauer. That is Lauer's first foul of the game, and Mustangs still 1 foul away from getting into the bonus. So they'll have it out of bounds with 42 seconds left on the clock. Three-pointer on the way from Kenna Campbell. That one's off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound by Josie Perez. Won't fall, but she'll head to the line. Josie Perez will have 2 shots. And that is now the 4th foul on Celeste Cardona. So now Cardona in foul trouble as the first free throw by Perez is up and good. Back to a 4-point game. Chance to cut it to 3. 37.6 seconds left. She makes them both. 3-point game. And a timeout called by Mitchell. Mustangs right back in this one. 50-47 with 37.6 seconds left on the clock. One more chance for us to remind you of our sponsors of today's outstanding basketball action. Essence, the First National Bank of Gordon. Share Real Estate, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, State Farm Insurance, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, Physical Therapy West, and Modern Farm Equipment. Glad to have you along for some outstanding basketball action in the championship bracket of the Alliance Holiday Tournament. The Mustangs trail this one by 3, 50-47. 37.6 seconds left to go. Carly Hinn has fouled out. She's unavailable for the Mustangs. Jory Peters will inbound the ball for the Mitchell Tigers, being instructed that she can run the baseline if she wants to. Mustangs with the full court pressure. Reef Schneider gets the inbounds pass and back to Peters. Peters has it tied up, taken away by Jacobson. Ashton Sassy was stepping on the line as she took that basketball. The Mustangs got the takeaway that they needed. Ashton Sassy stepped on the sideline, and they turn it back over to the Mitchell Tigers with 27.9 seconds left now. Mustangs still trail by 3. Going to be a fantastic finish here, folks, as Olkowski takes it across the timeline. Skips it across to Peters. Peters to Reef Schneider. Mustangs get the foul. That's Haley Saar. She fouls Reef Schneider. And Reef Schneider will head to the line to shoot 2. Reef Schneider only 1 for 2 today from the charity stripe. Haley Saar's third foul. 19.2 seconds left in this one. Mustangs down by 3. Things have kind of got to bounce their way. They're going to pull this one off, and that one just barely rolls in for Reef Schneider. That'll make it that much tougher for the Mustangs as it's now a 2-possession ball game, 51-47. And the second free throw is also good. That one really didn't matter. 5 points is the difference now. 15 seconds to go. The shot won't go. Rebound by Jacobson is there. Won't quite fall for her, but she'll be shooting 2 free throws with 9.3 seconds left to go. Denny Jacobson has yet to get on the scoreboard here today, as that's the third foul on Aspen Reef Schneider. Denny hasn't shot a free throw yet this afternoon. The first one is off the mark and no good. She'll have one more coming. 9.3 seconds left in this one. 52-47 is the score. Denny's second free throw. That one's off, no good. Rebounded by Cardona. And we're going to get a tie-up and the possession arrow in favor of the Mitchell Tigers. And with 5.9 seconds left to go here, it's going to take something pretty special to get this one to come out in the Mustangs' favor, as the Mitchell Tigers are going to be able to run the clock out here, and Mitchell wins this one by a final score of 47-52, but an outstanding effort this afternoon by the Gordon Rushville Lady Mustangs. They fall here in the championship game 52-47. And this is the first meeting between these two teams this season, but it certainly won't be the last. They'll have at least one more crack and probably 2 or 3 more chances at each other before this season is over. And the Mustangs, you know already, are looking forward to that. They come out on the short end of this one this afternoon, 52-47. Thanks very much for joining us for SheridanCountyJournalStar.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2014 as we end the season on a positive note here from the Alliance Holiday Tournament. We look forward to 2015. Make sure that you join us on the 13th of January, where the Mustang girls will be back in action as they'll host the Alliance Bulldogs in Gordon on the 13th of January. And again, we will be covering Hay Springs basketball starting January 3rd as we travel to Tryon, where the Hawks will take on McPherson County. Thanks again for joining us from the Alliance Holiday Tournament in Alliance, as the Mustangs fall in the championship game 52-47.